Okay, so now with us we have Bhupender sir for math, and students, let's ask now him that okay, how was the paper? So sir, when you saw the questions, so what was your first thought?
Paper is almost same whatever they have asked in last years. I would say maths paper is little lengthy, but if you have sufficient.
Hello everyone, I welcome you all to JEE 2026 Session 1 Paper Analysis. So let's talk about physics first. Okay, so in physics, if I ask you, based on your analysis, what do you think? How was the paper?
Well, the physics paper was as per the expectation. Since last 3 or 4 years, I would say JEE Main has been doing justice to physics, asking the straightforward questions, not much of complications. So I think a student who has prepared well can get 100 percentile in this.
Oh, that's amazing. So that means it has followed the trend also?
Yes, it has followed the trend. In fact, I would say that it is slightly on the easier or moderate side. No kind of ambiguous questions are not there.
Okay. So that means students who were prepared well, so that means they would be able to score great.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So in that case, sir, can you tell that which part came more now after having the memory-based analysis?
So based on the memory-based analysis, the paper is uniformly distributed across all the topics.
Okay.
This is one thing I would like to suggest, that on the previous year, topics on thermodynamics were dominating. But right now I've seen that it is almost uniformly spread over entire thing. So they have asked questions from all topics one by one.
Oh, then in that case, that's great. That means all the chapters were covered.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So with this, let's move to our questions that we have received from students end, but they are memory-based questions. So some things might be, you can say, up or down. Okay, with the options or with the questions. Okay, so let's start with the question first. Okay, so here is the question.
So this question is about logic gates, and one of the most expected kind of questions which is expected in the chapter of semiconductors. So it is based on the combination of gates, wherein a student has to identify looking at the symbols that what kind of a gate is this, and then based on the combination the student is required to identify what is the effective gate that is there.
Okay, so that means the one that you also mentioned previously, one question from semiconductors.
In fact, two questions which I talked about in the analysis, direct straightforward questions. One from units and measurement, which is our next question.
Okay.
I very specifically said that a dimensional analysis should be done, and here we have a question based on the principle of homogeneity. So there is an equation given and we have to apply principle of homogeneity to find the dimensions of the given parameters.
Yes, and this was the second question, students, for you. Okay, with this, let's move to our next question, question third.
So this question number 3 is actually a tricky question. This is where I believe JEE Main has tried to trick the student. So this is based on an unbalanced Wheatstone bridge. So if a student makes a reading mistake and he does it carelessly, he might think that this is a balanced Wheatstone bridge and he would end up getting a wrong answer. So, but the question that I have, actually it is based on memory. So this is an unbalanced Wheatstone bridge, and if a student knows the kind of reverse symmetry that we need to apply in this, he would be able to solve it faster. Otherwise it is a lengthy question. So my take on this is, an average student should leave this question at the first sight.
Okay, yeah, because before this only JEE was asking for symmetric.
Yeah, mostly there are symmetric balanced Wheatstone bridge question. So it is better to leave, and it is going to take time also. So very lengthy kind of question. So I think leaving this would help him solve another 2 or 3 questions.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, then with this, now let's move to question 4th. So what about
this question number 4, this is, as I said, nuclear physics and modern physics direct formula based questions are going to come. So this is a straight question from atoms, Rutherford's alpha scattering experiment, and we are supposed to find the distance of closest approach, and there is a straightforward formula for it.
Yes, absolutely, students. So you also need to make sure that, okay, so you should know all the formulas and everything. Okay, then with this, let's move to next question, question 5th.
So this question number 5, again one of the most expected kind of questions from capacitors. In fact, capacitors is a chapter in which students will go in too much lengthy details, and there are so many questions running around in the market having very tedious kind of calculations. But even JEE Advanced is not asking those kind of question, and this is a very well set example in which we like place a dielectric in between the plates of the capacitor, and we just need to apply a straightforward formula for the capacitance with the dielectric.
Yes, a direct formula we already have.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, then students, next question. Question 6. Sir, what about this?
Again, this is also based on the same idea I was talking about. I told in my earlier session that rotational motion we should not go for the advanced level kind of question.
Yes.
So, moment of inertia is one of the interesting topic that students should focus on. And this question is based on calculating moment of inertia for a combination of bars. We need to apply parallel axis theorem, and we need to know the formula for moment of inertia of a bar.
Yes, a direct formula only.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, then students, we have 7th question with us. So, sir, explanation for this question.
So this question is something, although which is very common, a bit of calculation is required. So instead of asking a direct question on photoelectric effect, in which usually we'll tell what is the wavelength of incident light and we need to find the stopping potential or maximum kinetic energy. So in this case, JEE Main has given an equation for an EM wave. From there we need to extract the wavelength, the energy of the incident light, and then we calculate the maximum kinetic energy. Those who know the formula for the wave equation and the basic Einstein's photoelectric equation, they can solve this
Yes,
question.
the general equation was only required.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, with this next question, question 8, sir.
So this question also just add at the standard of JEE Main, just that straightforward question on comparing the de Broglie wavelength of two particles who have been accelerated by same potential difference.
Yes, and these type of questions actually have come so many times. Like
Yes,
question
yes,
8.
that's what you are asking PYQs to be practiced.
Yes,
So
yes.
this is another example that
Yes.
for modern physics, just go for PYQs and read NCERT.
Yes.
It must be sufficient.
Yes, students, absolutely. So whosoever is having an exam, just go for that also. Okay, with this, let's move to next question. Question 9th. What
So
about
this question is again a simple, I would say a kind of a repeated question. You are asking repeated questions. So this question is about motion of a charged particle in magnetic field. And many a times they will ask a question, a particle is projected along the axis of a ring, and we need to identify whether there is a force acting on it or not. So same way now it has been projected along the axis of a solenoid, and we need to understand whether a force is acting on it or not.
Okay, with this also, yes, students, PYQs. Okay, then next up, question 10, sir.
So question number 10, electromagnetic waves. The most common type of question I believe every student must have done. If we know the electric field, how to identify the direction of magnetic field?
Yes.
Straightforward relationship, the direction of propagation of EM wave is the direction of the cross product E and B.
Yes, absolutely, students. So just a general formula, one formula.
Yes.
Okay, with this we have question 11th with us. Yes, sir.
Now this question number 11 is based on fixed axis rotation. So this is a question on rotational dynamics. We have a string, basically a bar suspended by two strings. One of the string is cut. Very common kind of question. Anybody who has practiced the standard set of problems must be able to get this.
Okay, okay, with this.
Like teachers like me will remember the answer also for this kind of a question,
Yes.
such a common question.
If in case student would have practiced the more, they also know an answer.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, with this, let's move to question 12th.
So
Yes.
question number 12 is something which I like about in JEE Main. So the question is very easy. It is just about calculating the change in internal energy of a gas. Now the only trap that they have tried to set is they are asking change in internal energy for a process at constant volume, but the data given is for the molar heat capacity at constant pressure. So a student might miss this and directly apply the formula NCP delta T, but we have to find CV first and then use the formula.
Yes, yes, and for that also they have given all the values in order to.
So formula is direct, but the only trap is you need to read the question carefully.
Absolutely. Okay, with this we have question 13 with us. Yes, sir.
So question number 13 is based on optical instruments, Somehow it is one of the dreaded topics. The students will always be afraid of this. But my dear students, you need to remember this, that this topic will have always a direct formula based question.
Yes.
So this is again simple straightforward question based on calculating the magnification of a microscope. But you need to remember that least distance of distinct vision is 25 centimeter. That has not been mentioned in this question.
Yes. So some basic things, obviously, students, you need to keep it in your mind.
Yeah.
Yes. With this, we have next question, question 14th with us.
Question 14 is from ray optics, and this is the chapter in which every time I will find good questions. So they need calculations or they need understanding. So although the question is easy, but it is like it will require some understanding. So it is basically called a beam expander or a beam contractor, wherein a parallel beam of light comes. It passes through a pair of convex lenses, and they have been arranged so that the final beam and the initial beam are parallel. We have to use simple geometry, similar triangles to find the diameter of the emergent beam. That is what it is about.
Okay, okay. With this, students, yes, some questions are going to be a bit tricky. Obviously, always. Yeah. With this, we have question number 15 with us.
Question number 15th is again electrostatics. I told you that electrostatics, you should not go for deep questions based on JEE Advanced. Again, this is a simple question. One of the charge is fixed at origin, and we are moving another charge in the field of discharge from one point to other, directly based on the conservative nature of electric field.
Yes. An easy one only.
Yeah.
So, sir, since we got some of the questions from students in, do you want to help other students also with this, that what they have to study now? Let's say that a student is having an exam now, tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Which thing they should focus more on to?
So my sincere advice to the students who are going to write the exam tomorrow or day after tomorrow, physics, I believe, looking at the trend, is going to be the most scoring one, and you should not ignore physics. Usually the students will try to memorize more of chemistry at the last time, but my strong advice is you go through the standard results of physics of all the chapters. They are going to be very useful. I'm not seeing any complicated pattern, and solving 22 questions out of 25 is possible if you just stay in the exam, stay focused, stay alert, and do not make any reading mistakes.
Yes, so students, you can surely follow this in physics. With this, now let's move to our next subject. Okay, so now with us we have Bhupender sir for math, and students, let's ask now him that, okay, how was the paper? So sir, when you saw the questions, so what was your first thought?
Paper is almost same whatever they have asked in last years. I would say math paper is little lengthy, but if you have sufficient practice to solve the question, then students can do it easily.
Okay, so in that case, did it follow the trend or something new has come up?
I think it followed the trend.
It followed?
Yeah.
Okay, so based on your analysis, so was it difficult, moderate or easy? On which side?
It was moderate to tough, I guess, and some of the questions were lengthy. Calculations were lengthy. Questions were doable, but calculations were lengthy.
Okay, so in that case, student might not have gotten that much of time to solve.
Exactly.
Okay, not an issue with this. Now let's student discuss that, okay, which type of questions came to in JEE Main session 1, paper 1. Okay, but all these questions once again are memory based questions. Okay, so with this, let's move to question 1. So sir, can you explain question 1?
Question 1 is trigonometry, from trigonometry, and very trendy question. This same question with the data little different. Data was 20 degree in place of 10 degree. Same question was in our module also, so students do it easily. Tricky question, but nothing to worry about this question.
Okay, great. Then, so what about the question 2nd? So student, we have question 2nd with us. So yes.
Question 2nd from matrices, as we discussed in previous discussion, that matrices is scoring, and as we discussed, question from matrices came. And this question was little calculative because someone has to calculate a cube, b cube, but equation is given a square what is a square minus 4a plus 2i is given. So just by multiplying both sides with a, we can get the value of a cube. And similarly, we can get the value of b cube. And as we know now, if 2 by 2 matrix is there, we can calculate adjoint directly by interchanging the element that every students, I think, for 2 by 2 have done. So in that way we can do it.
Okay, so it was doable, and yes, obviously, since you must have practiced, students, and I think in every every session of matrix,
some question of adjoint they will ask.
okay, yes. So with this, now students, we have our question third with us. Yes, sir.
It is blending of trigonometry and definite integral.
Yes.
You have to apply the formula of trigonometry, you have to reduce it, and then you have to solve it. So doable question, nothing much in this question. Must do question for each and every student.
Yes, because we can see that the equation also is not that much difficult.
Next question is not.
Yes. Okay, with this we have question fourth with us. Yes, sir. What about
Question fourth from quadratic equation. In previous discussion we discussed that in quadratic equation don't go for very tough questions. Just be normal, do it, do PYQs are the best for this chapter. And this question you can see just mod of x minus 1, you have to take t and then you have to get the values. Verification is important in the end. Nothing much in this question. Must do question, we will say.
Yes, absolutely. Question doesn't seem to be that difficult.
Question is not.
Yes, absolutely. Like, since some of the questions I can also solve being a physics person. Okay, yeah. Okay, with this we have fifth question with us.
Yeah, fifth question, little tricky, but it is common question. You will get this question in our material also, in books also. So students can do it, although it is tricky. We can't say easy, but trendy question.
Okay. Yeah, some questions need to be tricky, sir. Then otherwise every student would be having the same percentile. Yes. Okay, with this we have question number 6 with us. Yes, sir.
Sixth question from relations. We have to find number of reflexive relations and symmetric relations, something reflexive as well as symmetric. So this type of question is also JEE Main. Almost every year they ask. Last year one of the question was reflexive symmetric but not transitive. So this type of question was there. Again they have asked reflexive as well as transitive. So must do question again.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, with this we have our question number 7 with us, students. Yes, sir.
This question from coordinate circles, and question we have to find the locus, draw the diagram, apply simple trigonometry. This is one of the way. Maybe you have done by some other way. Apply simple trigonometry, you will get it. Doable question, easily student can do it.
Okay, if in case they would have practiced it, then they must have done it.
In JEE Main, the most important thing which I am observing, if student having sufficient practice of PYQs, then they can do these questions easily.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, because I think from past so many, or every time we say that PYQs are important because of this thing only.
Yeah, but last year trend was not, last year maths paper was tough. Usually what they have done last year, they mixed two questions, frame one question to make it lengthy. In this paper I am not able to see those kind of questions.
Yes, last year students were like that the paper was lengthy. They were not saying it was difficult, they were saying it was lengthy. Yes. Okay, with this student we have question number 8 with us. Yes, sir. An explanation.
Again, sequence and series, no need to do very tough questions. Simple, they are saying increasing GP and then relations are given. So if you have basic knowledge of geometric progression, you can do it.
Yes.
Nothing special.
Yes, it's a direct question from GP. Yeah. Yes. Okay, with this student we have question number 9 with us. So needs to explain this.
Complex number, one thing for next session, I must have to say that complex number, cube root of unity, don't forget. In fact, imaginary cube root of unity, you know, omega and omega square. This is based on that. Direct question for next session, if you are preparing again, then cube root of unity is very important topic, don't forget it. And this question they can do easily.
Okay, okay. Yes. With this, we have question number 10th with us. Yes, sir. Can you explain?
10th is from conic section, blending of ellipse and hyperbola, right? They are confocal. If they are confocal and axis, principal axis, they are saying same, x-axis. So just you have to write the equation of hyperbola, and it is confocal. Confocal is given, so you have to use that information. You can use, if they are confocal, they can be perpendicular, they are orthogonal also. You can use that fact, or directly also you can do this question. So you can do just 2-3 steps. It is not as easy as previous questions were, but moderate question.
Yes. So obviously some questions. Yeah. Okay. With this students, we have our question number 11th with us. Yes, sir.
Stats, 60 minutes if you have.
Yes.
We discussed.
Yes, we discussed. Yeah.
So just calculation, you should know the formula and calculate. It's not more than that.
Okay, so if in case a student know about the formula and all, what do you think, and how much time this question would have taken?
Hardly 2 to 3 minutes, not more than that.
Okay, then that's great. 60 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. Great.
For maths, you have to give 75 minutes. So
yes. Okay, with this students, we have our next question number 12th with us. Yes, sir.
12th is little tricky. P and C and number of functions. Basically, it is looking like function, but basically, we are using P and C in this. Whenever P and C question will be there in mains as well as in advanced. Nowadays, trend is you have to take the cases. It will not be direct formula based. You have to take the cases, take the condition, then you have to solve. It is exactly that type of question. Cases were required like possible images of 1. After that we have to solve. So little tricky, but not that much time consuming.
Yes, but practice only.
Practice is required.
Yes.
The similar kind of questions JEE asked already in previous years.
Okay. Then obviously PYQs also.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. With this students, we have our question number 13th with us. Yes, sir.
Coordinate question and parabola is there. Here they have mixed two things. First we have to find the locus, after that we have to find something for that locus. So this is the blending of two things, means we can say combination of two questions. So if you want to calculate the locus and variable point is required, then we have to go by parametric form. That is what we usually do. After that, there is one more thing, the equation of chord of C, which bisected at point 1, 2. You know, if midpoint is there for a conic, you can get the equation of chord by using that formula. Some students use T equals to S1, and this symbol for some student is S1 equals to S11. By using that, you can do. But there are two things to calculate in this question.
Okay, so a bit lengthy again. Yes, okay. Yes, so that's why sir said that, okay, so the paper was moderate to difficult, not easy to moderate. Yes. Okay, with this, we have question number 14th with us.
Definite integral, just observation that one of the part is odd function and other you have to solve. 1 minus sine theta, that form is there, which is very familiar and you can solve it easily. Every student can solve it.
Okay.
Even means nothing much in this question again.
Okay, just an integral they were supposed to solve. Okay. With this, students, we have our question number 15th with us. So, yes.
15th from limits.
Okay.
There are many informations and it is looking complicated, but when they proceed, it is not that complicated.
Okay.
They can do it easily. They have to take care here. One mistake students may do, ln is there, limit ln is there, they may miss ln and they direct put the answer. So that you have to take care. Each and every term you have to underline. You can't do underline, but in your scribbling pad, at least write keywords that I have to calculate this, so that silly mistakes, calculation mistakes, reading mistakes you can avoid.
Yes, absolutely. And that's why they must have given the option or incorrect option also
Yeah.
without this log, natural log.
Most of the time incorrect option will be A option.
Yes.
And what student
Yeah.
do? Yes,
Yes, I got the
I got the answer. And
Yes.
after exam they realized that
Yes.
they missed something.
Okay, with this, students, we have our question number 16 with us.
Yeah,
Yes,
it is
sir.
from application of derivatives, tangents and normals. This is memory based paper, right? But if
Yes.
same language will be in real exam,
Yes.
then tangent word which usually students think will not come in exam because it is not mentioned in AOD, it is not mentioned in conic section in JEE Main 2026 syllabus, but still they are asking. So what I suggest in PYQ, whatever you are getting, accept logic, whatever you are getting, solve those questions. Don't think now it is not in syllabus, this is in syllabus, solve those questions, because anyhow you have to prepare for advance, and tangent and normal is there in exam, so they have to do.
Yes, either today or tomorrow they
Yeah,
have to. Okay, yes.
And
Yeah. So with this, we are to our next question. So which is question number 17th. So yes, sir.
it is again trendy question, area under the curve. There are some curves in form of inequality, you have to get the area of that region. You have to be very cautious during graph, because points should not be here and there, it should be
Okay, yeah.
exact, and you have to check which area. Sometimes what happen for this topic especially, you will see two areas will be bounded, but if you will focus more, you will get that no, one area is bounded, so that student have to be their student have to be
Yeah.
cautious, more
Yes.
cautious.
Absolutely. Yes, that's why like some small things makes a huge impact.
Yeah, exactly.
This question is one of them. Yes, this type of. Yeah, okay. With this, we have our next question, question number 18th with us.
Sequence and series, little calculation is required in this question. Means this question student may feel that this is tough.
Okay.
Otherwise doable question.
Yes.
So preparation matters a lot if they have done the things nicely, because this type of question since last 2-3 years JEE start to ask this type of question where recurrence relation is there. Here if you will see a n plus 1, n plus 1th term is expressed in terms of nth term. So recurrence they are using, and from last 2-3 years they are asking this type of question. So again PYQ will be helpful for
Yes.
this question also.
Obviously, if in case they would be having the time, then they would have solved this question also.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay. With this, we have our next question, question number 19th.
Binomial question. This year there are 2 questions of binomial. 19th next one is also from binomial.
Oh, okay.
Lengthy question. You have to find coefficient of x, and coefficient of x is for that, okay, up to x it is fine, but for x square, for x cube it will take time. And if students think that they can do it by taking derivative, then also it is lengthy. So
A lengthy one.
it is lengthy.
Okay, okay. So with this student, you need to always make sure if in case you know some short tricks, just use that also. Okay. Yeah, we have then our next question, question number 20th with us.
Same binomial as I said you.
Yes.
It is binomial. Again calculation is more. You can go directly because we want sum of rational terms, right? So it is sum of alternate terms. You can write the expansion of 2 minus root 3, then add, you will get it. But calculation still there, 2 power 8 will be there. You can do one more thing, you can square it and then square it, then also you will get answer, but calculation is still there.
Yes.
So calculations are there, but doable question.
Yes, that's why, sir, it's math. Calculations. Yes.
They try to make it time consuming.
Yes.
That's why this type of questions they ask.
Okay, yeah. Okay, with this, we have our next question, which is question 21.
Differential equation, right? So substitution is required. Yes, students can do it. There is nothing much in this question, and not very time consuming. They can do it easily.
Okay. Finally, they got less time consuming question. Yeah. With this, students, we have last question for
Which we have.
not JEE. Yeah, that is question 22. Yes, sir.
Domain question, but the calculations, because cos inverse domain of cos inverse minus 1 to 1, the same condition domain of sin inverse minus 1 to 1, then they have to solve. It is calculative, calculations are there, otherwise it is basic question.
Okay.
Nothing there. Just you have to be careful which value is A, which value is B. That you have to, okay, here it hardly matters, but you have to be careful. We have to calculate reciprocal of AB. So don't write AB as it is. These small things matters a lot.
Yes, absolutely. Because there are so many formulas in which the answer for answer we need to do a reciprocal.
Exactly.
Students don't do that. Yes. So students, we were having these questions, and these all are memory based questions for math. So sir, I want to know one last thing from you. Okay, so let's say that a student is having an exam tomorrow, day after tomorrow, or someone has to give an exam in session 2. So any suggestion from your end?
If you are going to write exam in this session only, then this video will be very helpful for them because everything we are discussing, that which type of questions are coming, and trend will follow. From first paper we can guess which type of future exams will come.
Yes.
Right. For next session, suppose somehow students have not prepared well for this session, reason may be board exam or any reason. What I will suggest, first theory should be fine. After that PYQ you should solve, and in PYQ also don't solve, means obviously you will solve topic wise also. In topic wise don't solve 20-25 questions.
Okay, yes.
And don't solve this session questions. Why? Once you are done with your syllabus, solve these papers in time boundation by taking 3 hours, or if only maths you are solving, by taking 70 minutes or 75 minutes. So this is what I would like to suggest.
Okay. Yes, so students, obviously you can test yourself also at home. Okay, by giving all these papers, okay, previous year, like you can, sir have also mentioned 20-25 paper. You can also give a try at your own pace, not at your own pace, at JEE pace basically. Okay, with this we are done with the math section. Now we have one last section, that is chemistry. So let's move to chemistry's part now. So for chemistry we have ma'am with us. Ma'am, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure, Megha. I am Neha Joshi. I have been working as a chemistry expert since long, and currently we are going to discuss this session 1 paper together.
Yes, absolutely. So ma'am, if I ask you that, what was your first thought when you saw the paper, or you can say questions?
Well, my first thought as far as these mains papers are concerned is always so fearful of the anomalies in chemistry papers. So whatever number of questions till now I have seen, around 19, and I'm very happy to say there is no anomaly, no ambiguity, because every year in every paper those are the punishments which students face. So I was very happy. Till now, no anomaly.
Okay, so did it follow the trend or not?
Well, if I say the trend of past mains NTA, that chemistry papers may have some disputed questions, it is not on the trend.
Okay.
But if I say yes, as per the NCERT and the requirement of a 12th grader student, what as NTA is looking for a JEE aspirant, it is very good paper, it is perfect.
Okay, and if I ask you, was the paper difficult, moderate or easy one?
Again, I'll say I'll grade it from moderate to somewhat dull plus towards tough. but not
Okay.
easy for sure.
Okay, okay. So that means moderate only.
Yeah, better
Yes.
to take it as a moderate.
Okay, with this, now let's start with our memory based questions or you can say paper analysis. So, students, once again, so this is memory based. It's not like that, okay, 100% accuracy in the questions is going to be there.
Right.
Okay, with this, so, ma'am, question first. We have question first with
Yeah.
us. Can you explain?
Well, question number 1, if you say it is a beautiful question of organic with a combination of two types of reactions involved, both reduction and oxidation. Now, this is the pattern which I have seen in the entire paper, that they are combining more than one concepts and covering more of the syllabus in the same number of questions. That is a very good thing to do. Like here, if you say, if students have gone through basics of reduction and oxidizing reagent for aromatic system, it is a very direct question. And one very important thing, almost 4 to 5 questions in this entire 19 question set is there. You can eliminate the option.
Oh, that's
If you
nice.
have a few basic ideas of about the reagents or the concept, you can eliminate the option and reach to the right answer. Even if you might not be sure of all the 4 options so confidently.
Okay, just having some knowledge.
Yes.
And so you can easily fetch out the answer.
Yes, yes, certainly.
Okay, with this, students, now we have question 2 with us.
In question number 2, the question we are talking of is that the sulfur estimation in Carius method. This is from the chapter which usually people neglect, or people do not do this particular question, analysis of organic compound in detail. And from that, I have seen almost 2 questions are there in the paper.
Oh.
So, if someone has been preparing for JEE Main seriously, they must have gone through this chapter rigorously, because every year this type of question or question from this chapter is reappearing. And even for the coming sessions, they should be thoroughly prepared with this particular chapter.
Okay, that means if in case you would have done PYQs,
Yes.
obviously students must
Yes,
be able
if you have done PYQs,
Yes.
definitely you would have had the idea.
Okay, okay, students, with this we have question 3rd with us. Yes.
Question 3rd is from inorganic and is, as for inorganic or organic also, I'll say entire chemistry, if you want to score well in JEE Mains, NCERT 11th and 12th should be read at least twice. So all the 4 statements which are mentioned here are directly the properties of these compounds given from NCERT. Usually almost, if I say 12 lakh people appearing for mains, hardly 1 lakh or 2 lakh really read NCERT.
Okay.
So I would say if you have had this idea of reading NCERT thoroughly, you wouldn't have given more than 15 seconds or 20 seconds for this particular question.
Yes, because NCERT comes up in every subject, I think. That for physics also
Yes.
sometimes NCERT, direct question, formula based NCERT. Maths also
Yes.
sometimes
Like,
NCERT. Yes.
Yes, being a chemistry subject expert, I'll say that for us, even for mains as well as advanced, we strongly recommend students to go through NCERT at least twice.
Yes, yes.
That is a
NCERT, yes.
compulsion.
I can say for physics that okay, NCERT is
Pardai,
yes,
yes, it is a
absolutely.
must.
Yes. Okay. With this question 4th, ma'am, can you explain?
Yeah. Question number 4 is of arginine and tryptophan being an essential amino acid as statement 1. Statement 2, glycine is chiral or not. Now, statement 2, I can think of like maybe 80% of the students must have got the statement 2. Now, in this particular question, statement 1 is a problem. If again, you might find it a little boring that I have to repeat it. If you would have gone through NCERT, arginine and tryptophan are in fact in that NCERT table of amino acid clearly marked and mentioned list of essential amino acids. So that is why again NCERT.
Yeah. Okay. With this, students, we have question 5th with us.
Now, question 5th is a question from P to Q. They are asking heat with ammonia, and from Q to R, bromine and KOH. Now, the second reaction, bromine and KOH, Hoffman bromamide reaction. And Hoffman bromide reaction is, this was session number 1st. In coming days also, in first shift only, you will definitely encounter this reaction at least 3 to 4 times.
Oh.
So it is so very important, maybe directly appearing or as a part of like this multiple sequence question appearing, but is definitely the reaction. If I could list out 4-5 reactions from organic, it would be amongst the top 3-4.
Yes, so that means it can come.
Very, very
in
important.
other papers also.
Definitely.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, with this students, we have question number 6 with us.
Question number 6 is from the D block. If we select few important topics from that D block and F block chapter, study of KMnO4, preparation of KMnO4, disproportionation of of permanganate ion, which is mentioned here, is there. And this reaction again is from NCERT. It is there clearly.
Okay.
If I would be able to show to you, I will show the cuttings. कि देखो ये इस page पे, it is here, it is there. It is so very apparent. It is very clearly again given.
Okay.
12th board, even for 12th CBSE board, it is going to be very important reaction. Those who are going to write their 12th
Boards,
exams,
yes.
they have to prepare this topic thoroughly.
Students, you can also write it down.
Yes,
Yeah.
certainly.
Yeah. Okay. With this, we have question number 7 with us.
Now, question number 7, as Megha ma'am has already mentioned, that we are talking about the memory-based question. I'm not very sure that 80 ml of an organic compound was given in actual paper. It would.
So for chemistry, we have ma'am with
Question number 10, statement 2, I think almost everyone would have again got it. I don't know why they are making statement 2 so simple, but statement 1 is again tricky. Like, why tricky? First, lead and tin oxides. Everyone remember that, how they behave and what is their nature, amphoteric nature. They are very famous for that. The thing is, GeO and GeO2. Here it is a rank making question, like given in NCERT, but the problem is just a line in 4 volumes could be missed out.
Yes.
So they are acidic. This is given in NCERT, very clearly mentioned, distinctly acidic word is there.
Okay.
So if someone has just remembered at the last moment, they would have scored it. But this is something that people may fumble on.
Yes, and what I have observed in just 10 questions, that there are two questions were like that, statement based.
Yes,
only,
2 questions, and in both statement
NCERT.
2 is easy.
Yes, absolutely. Both of the statement 2 in both the questions
Were
easy.
relatively
Yes.
easier.
Okay, with this, then we have question number 11th with us.
Question number 11 is a very basic question of resonance concept from, you can say, chemical bonding as well as the organic GOC, general organic chemistry, wherever you can consider it. It is a very direct and doable question.
Okay.
Though here I will not use the word NCERT because this particular is not directly given. Concepts are there.
Yes, obviously, everything won't be directly coming from
Yes,
NCERT.
yes.
Since they have to give advanced also.
Certainly.
Yeah.
They have to select for advance
Yes.
also.
Okay. With this, then we have question number 12 with us.
Now, question number 12, I'll say, is a good question as they are having 5 statements.
Yes.
Out of those 5 statements, they are covering different type of isomerism.
Yes.
So it's a something which is covering 5 different types of isomerism. Good question, because considering aldehyde, ketone as a functional isomer, people may go wrong there. Metamerism is something, statement number B, which has not been asked since long.
Oh.
So this particular B statement has appeared after a long time. Rest all are okay.
Okay.
But again, it is still okay. Like people can do it. Yeah.
If in case they would have practiced.
Yes.
Okay. With this, students, we have question number 13 with us.
Question number 13 is from atomic structure and using spectrums, Lyman series or the electromagnetic spectrum words given. So as we just said that mole concept and atomic structure are the opening one, and people have the very high enthusiasm at that time that we will just do anything. So I think 13th everyone might have done it.
And this is in physics also.
It is in physics also. It's an overlapping chapter.
Absolutely same
Yes,
thing.
yes.
Yeah. So you are studying twice the same chapter, so that we can expect that you must have done this question correctly.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. With this, then we have question number 14.
It is asking paramagnetic nature in coordination complexes. Again, no exception is asked. That is very good. No odd one out thing is there. These all 4 complexes are the basic 12 students should know. Which one is someone which can cause the pairing, which cannot cause the pairing, strong field ligand, weak field ligand. That concept, like, it may appear to non-chemistry person a little tricky, but those who have done the coordination chemistry chapter, it is a beautiful, simple, basic question.
Okay. Yeah. With this, then students, next question number 15. Yeah.
Question number 15, that particular word, optically active word, if someone can crack down to that, it is a direct question and it is easy only. Like, easy to moderate. If someone have missed out on that word optically active, then they could have, like, options could have gone for another option thing. Okay. Otherwise, no issue. If you could go through that particular word, no problem.
Okay. Then with this, we have next question from section B.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, section B is the first question in section B, which is 21st, is from chapter chemical kinetics. For 2 chemical reaction A and B, if the difference between the activation energy barrier, it is a question which is directly formula based question. But again, calculation is something that if you miss out of here and there,
Yes.
it is like a very regretful question.
Yes, because it's numerical based.
Directly.
Only. Yes.
Direct, if you just formula, you have to, and I think this formula usually people remember. It is not
just
a
the
very
calculation.
odd one out. Just correct calculation, correct sign conventions wherever it is used.
Yes.
Just do that and you will get the answer.
Okay. Yeah, with the students, just you
Yeah.
can say one numerical value.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we have next question with us. 22nd.
22nd is a combination of reactions from organic chemistry, and yes, it is simple, but it should be given justified time. If you will go fast or do here and there, you can lose it very easily.
Okay.
Right? If you don't get the exact structure, exact formula, this is the question of slight patience. Just write carefully, have proper calculation, because you have to calculate the exact molecular mass of E, and then you have to calculate the percentage of nitrogen in that E. So if you miss out on proper writing, if you miss out on just hydrogen is not added, atomic mass 1 only, if you have missed out, you can lose the question.
Yeah, answer.
So just being attentive is the thing.
Yes, because again, it's going to give one numerical value, and then if numerical value would be
Numerically, yes, it could be a single digit to 4 digit.
Yes.
But decimals are not allowed. You have
Yes.
to go for integral values. Yes.
Okay. With this, we have next question 23rd.
Question 23rd is 1 gram AB2 is dissolved in 50 gram solvent, and then delta TF is given. So it is a question from colligative properties. Again, a question which require calculation. Anyways, all of you know that if it is a numerical based question, I think all of you are aware that you need to be careful while calculating. Be very patient when you do small calculation. Don't rush to answers. Because
correct.
if you see the question, I think all of you might have had idea of what it is being from and what the question is asking. The error could be calculation error, otherwise it is okay.
Yes. Okay. With this, we have next question with us, question number 24.
Question 24 is a combination of, I could say, chemical bonding and coordination. It is a combination of 2 chapters from inorganic, and some of these, like, they are simply asking which of these is a tetrahedral geometry. So tetrahedral geometry, of course, the simple ones most of you could do, and with slight patience the coordination ones could be solved. Again, application of strong field ligand, weak field ligand is a must.
Yes.
That if you remember, you can crack this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So with this, we were having these memory based questions that we received from our students. So ma'am, one suggestion I want to ask for other students who have to give their exam like in this time only, or in the session 2. So if I ask you any suggestion that you want to give it to them, what would be that suggestion?
Well, my topmost suggestion, if you have prepared justifiably, or if you have done NCRT, most important suggestion as a chemistry teacher is give proper time to chemistry when you are appearing in the paper. Time management is a very crucial key to score chemistry. Usually what happens with particularly mains is there is a very general perception, and it is of course the truth also, that maths has to be very lengthy, very
yes.
tough, and it comes. Then there is physics.
Yes.
So usually what happens, students compromise on physics chemistry time to do
Yes,
maths.
yes.
And chemistry is something which is very scoring. If you could just give 35 to 40 minutes properly.
Yes.
So if you are doing 25 question, even for reading and processing, you need 25 minutes.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So if you give 35 minutes, I think chemistry is something which usually people say, no, it's very easy, very easy. Even your mark sheet will show it is very easy. Otherwise, what happens is, they just say easy, but mark sheets don't reflect that it was easy.
Yes, because of this time management only.
Certainly, all of them know the concept, but they could not give the justified time.
Yes, yes. Okay, with this students, I hope that it was helpful for you also in order to give your session 2 or session 1 exam only, whosoever is going to have exam in next few days. Okay, with this, let's end up this session, and yes, we'll talk about another paper in the next session. Okay.
And wish you all the best for the coming sessions.
Yes, all the very best, and take care. And yes, you are going to rock it, but make sure to do everything. Spend your time and then do your calculation and everything. Okay?
Keep calm. Thank
yes.
you.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone.
Good evening, everyone. I am Ranjit Kumar. I am mathematics faculty at Narayana Group. So today we'll be discussing JEE Mains paper Shift 2. So we have few questions in front of us. Let us go through the first one. The first one is from the chapter Parabola. It is a very fundamental question. It talks about locus of a point. So the basic fundamentals involved in this are geometry, how do you find centroid of a triangle, and the basics of parabola. So let us get through the question. So O be the vertex of the parabola. So for y square equal to 16x, vertex will be at origin 0, 0, and the sketch of the parabola would be something like this. So the locus of centroid of the OPA, when P lies on a parabola, whenever there is a point lying on the parabola, so you have to take a point on parabola in parametric form, which should be 80 square comma 280. In this case, A is equal to 4. So A is equal to 4. So 280 square 4t square comma 80. So this will be the point. So this is the origin vertex 0, 0. OP, and the locus of centroid OPA. Now he says when P lies on parabola and A lies on x-axis. So let us assume this as A, and angle OPA is equal to 90 degrees. Okay. So now I am interested to find equation of AP, so that I can find its point of intersection with x-axis to get the coordinates of A. So equation of AP, I require slope of AP. Okay. So first I am going to find slope of, so this is point P and this is A, slope of OP, which is 80 by 4t square, so which is 2 by t. So this implies slope of the required line AP will be minus t by 2. So now I got slope and then point. I can find equation of AP. Equation of AP is equal to y minus 8t is equal to minus t by 2 into x minus 4t square. Now to know where is it intersecting x-axis, which is the point A, I am going to substitute y is equal to 0. Okay. So in this case I would get something like this, minus 8t is equal to minus t by 2 into x minus 4t square. So t I am going to cancel. I am going to get something like this, x minus 4t square is equal to 16, where x is equal to 16 plus 4t square. Okay, so coordinates of A are 16 plus 4t square comma 0, and P being 4t square comma 80, and O is the origin 0, 0. So now I am interested to find the centroid of the triangle. Centroid. Since I want to find centroid of the triangle, locus of centroid of the triangle, I'll take it as h comma k, and by the formula, so x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. So here x1, this is x1, x2, x3. So 16 plus 40 square plus 40 square, 16 plus 40 square plus 40 square by 3, and 0 plus 0, which is 80 by 3. So students, whenever there is a question based on locus, what you need to do is eliminate the parameter. The moment you are eliminating parameter, in that process you are going to get an equation in h comma k. So here 3h, I can write it as 16 plus 8t square, and 3k by 8 is equal to t. So what I can do here, plug the value of t into this formula. So this will give us 3h is equal to 16 plus 8 into t square, which is 9k square by 64. So I clearly eliminated t, and that should give me the locus of the point. So I'm going to replace h comma k with x comma y, and the equation is going to become 3x is equal to 16 plus 9y square by 8. So 9y square plus 8 into 16 is 128 is equal to 24x. So the locus of the centroid should be 9y square is equal to 24x minus 128. So this will be the locus of the centroid of the required triangle. Okay, we can move on to the next question. Yeah. So next question is from binomial theorem, and the subtopic is summation of coefficients or properties of binomial coefficients. Okay. Now if you can express this as a summation or product, in fact it is a product. So I can write something like this product. I'll start with R 0 and till 12. So I can write this as 1 by NCR plus 1 by NCR plus 1, and n being 15, I'll put it in the end of the expression. So now I'm going to simplify this expression. Okay, so I'll just take the part out of it, and I'll just multiply NCR plus 1 plus NCR by NCR into NCR plus 1. So this will give us what is NCR plus NCR plus 1. Now if you can recall the formula, it would save you plenty of time. So NCR plus NCR plus 1 should be n plus 1 CR plus 1. So n plus 1 CR plus 1, and by NCR into NCR plus 1. Now you're going to simplify this a bit. N plus 1 factorial by n plus 1 minus r plus 1, which is n minus r factorial, and r plus 1 factorial. Guys, what I have did is expanded the numerator part, and then when it comes to denominator, it should be, okay, I'll just keep NCR and NCR plus 1. Now this I am going to expand. So n factorial, and the denominator part I'll put it on the numerator. So which will be n minus r minus 1 factorial into r plus 1 factorial. Okay, this guys, when I simplify, you can clearly see n factorial goes on to become n factorial, and n plus 1 factorial get cancelled out, and there is n plus 1 in the numerator, and then this and this gets cancelled out. I have n minus r in the denominator, and r plus 1 factorial is 1. Okay, now if I simplify this, I am going to get something like n plus 1 by n into n plus 1 by n into 1 by nc r minus 1. By what I am going to get is n plus 1 by n into 1 by n minus 1 CR. Okay, now you already know this is, now we're going to write the product as something like this: pi r is equal to 0 to number 12 and n plus 1 by n into n by n minus 1 CR. So guys, n here is the constant 15. Okay, now if you product this, if you expand this, you're going to get something like this: 16 by 15 into, when you put r is equal to 0, I'm going to get 1 by 14 C naught into 16 by 15. Once again, since n is constant, don't mistake n for the variable. In this case, most of the students might lose marks here. So when here, in this case, in this product, r is the variable. 16 by 5 into 1 by 14 C1 and into so on. So guys, it is going through 0 to 12. So how many times it is getting multiplied is 13 times. 16 by 15 whole power 13 by 14 C naught into 14 C1 into so on till 14 C12. So it is given as alpha power 13 by the same denominator, and is asking us to find the value of alpha. So clearly guys, what is the value of alpha? Alpha is 16 by 15, and what he asked us to find is 30 into alpha, which is 30 into 16 by 15. 2 times 2 16s are 32. So the answer should be 32. The most important concept used here is the properties of binomial coefficients. So if you go through them, the important formulas which we used here is NCR plus NCR minus 1 should be n plus 1 CR, and basic formula NCR is n factorial by n minus r factorial into r factorial. So if you are aware of these formulas, you can definitely try this one. Okay, yeah, we can go to the next question. Yeah, so this is a question from three-dimensional geometry. Okay, a conventional question. So here guys, you can clearly see a line passes through a point -3, 5, 2 and makes equal angle with positive coordinate axis. This is one of the most important part when a line is making equal angles with coordinate axis. Okay, you have to consider the DRs of the lines as 1, 1 and 1. Okay, now he's telling let a line pass through the point -3, 5, 2 and make equal angle with positive coordinate axis. Now if the distance of L from a point, now I have a point here -2 r comma 1. Now distance from this point is, so distance being shortest distance, it should be perpendicular distance. This distance is root 14 by 2. What are the all possible values of r? Okay, guys, you can definitely apply the perpendicular distance formula, equate it to 14 by 3, and then you can get an equation in r. That is one way definitely, but I would suggest a different approach to this one. So you can take something like, you can join this particular point. Okay, so this one, so this being theta. So if I take this point as P and this point as A and this point as B, so what I can write is AB cos sine theta. What is sine theta? Sine theta from the triangle will be root 14 by 3. If you know the projection formula, you can directly use the projection thing here as well, or else sine theta is equal to root 14 by 3 by the hypotenuse. What is hypotenuse? AB. So I'll treat them as a vector. So what will be AB, vector AB bar? So I can take it as AB bar as I cap plus r minus phi j cap minus k cap. Okay, and what is the magnitude of this one? Root 1 plus r minus 5 whole square plus 1. Okay, so the length of that one will be root 1 plus r minus 5 whole square plus 1. And guys, what is sine theta? Sine theta is the angle between the vector AP and BP. I am also having the DRs of this one. So I can write sine theta as AP bar cross BP bar by mod AP bar into mod BP bar. Okay. and in this case I'm going to write mod AP bar cross BP bar by mod AP bar cross mod BP bar is equal to root 14 by 3. Guys, this is AB bar, which is root over 1 plus r minus 5 whole square plus 1. So guys, I need AP bar and BP bar cross product. So what is cross product of AP bar and BP bar? So what is AP bar? AP bar is equal to AP bar is equal to here we, so this is AP bar, okay, AP bar. So here AP bar and AP bar gets cancelled out definitely, and now I have cross product of AP bar cross BP bar. I plus r minus 5j cap minus k cap, if I'm not wrong, let me recheck it, minus k cap, right? And what about BP bar? BP bar you already know, I plus j plus k. BP bar drs are I plus j plus k. I'm going to do cross product of both of them, I j k, 1 r minus 5 minus 1 and 1 1 1. So this should be r minus 5 plus 1 minus plus 1 into I cap minus j into 1 plus 2j cap plus k cap into 1 minus r plus 5 k cap. So which is r minus 4I cap minus 2j cap and plus k cap into 6 minus r. So, and now what is the length of this one? Okay, so what I got is r minus 4I cap minus 2j cap plus k cap 6 minus r modulus divided by what I have in the next slide. I have BP bar. So what is BP bar? So the length, now you have to find, you already have the point, what are, you have the drs here. So what is BP bar? BP bar will be root 3. This will be root 3 is equal to root 14 by root 3. So you can cancel this out. So square on both sides, r minus 4 whole square plus 4 plus r minus 6 whole square is equal to 14. So this will give us a quadratic equation, guys. So which will be r square minus 8r plus 16 plus r square minus 12r plus 36 is equal to 14. So this will give us 2r square minus 20r plus 16 minus 14 is 2 and plus 38. So if you see, if you observe in the question, he is only asking us to find the sum of all possible values of r. So you don't have to solve the quadratic equation. So here clearly r1 plus r2 is equal to 20 by 2, which is 10. So this should be the answer. So it can be solved in multiple ways. Okay, so you can use the cross product here, or else you can find the distance from the point to this and equate it to root 14 by 3. Either way you get a quadratic in r. So what you have to do is just find the sum of the roots, which will be minus b by a. Okay, yeah, we'll go to the next question. Yeah, so this question is from complex numbers. Okay, very conventional. I mean, the question, we used to see this question very frequently in most of the mains examinations. So the question says the complex number satisfies z minus 5 less than or equal to 3. Right, this is the locus of all the points which lie on and inside the circle, which I'm going to plot now, centered at 5 comma 0, centered at 5 comma 0, radius 3. So this will be a circle, and now z lies on this one. Now guys, whenever you need to find a complex number which satisfies this condition, having maximum argument is the angle made by the complex number when you join the complex number with origin. Now what is the angle made by this with positive real axis? Okay, so this is the case when the argument is maximum. Okay, in which case this line has to be tangent to the circle, tangent to the circle. So guys, since it is passing through origin, I'm going to treat this as line y is equal to mx. And since the line has to become a tangent to the circle, so the preliminary condition for a line to be tangent to the circle is the distance from the center to that line should be exactly equal to the radius, right? So I'm going to write the line equation mx minus y, and the distance from 5 comma 0 will be 5m by modulus root m square plus 1 should be equal to the radius of the circle. So what is the radius of the circle given? 3. Now further upon squaring, I'll be getting 25m square is equal to 9m square plus 9. So this is 16m square equal to 9, and m, you're getting two values here. Since the line is having positive slope, I'm going to take m is equal to 3 by 4. Okay. Therefore I have the line equation L is equal to y is equal to 3 by 4x. 3x minus 4y equal to 0. Now guys, I'm interested to find the complex number in this case. I need the point of contact of the tangent with the circle. So in that case, I'm just going to find foot of the perpendicular from the center to the line. So h minus 5 by 3 is equal to k minus 0 by minus 4 equal to minus of 15 by 25, 3 square plus 4 square. So I'm going to solve this one. H minus 5 by 3 equal to minus k by 4 is equal to minus 3 by 5. So h is equal to minus 9 by 5, 25. So it is going to be 16 by 5, and k is equal to 12 by 5. So guys, the complex number will be z is equal to 1 by 5 into 16 plus 12. Now I'm just going to plug in this value into the required equation, okay, which is 34 into 5z minus 12. So z is equal to 1 by 5 into 16 plus 12. Now what is to be found is 34 into mod 5z minus 12y by 5iz plus 16. 5iz plus 16. So you can just put this value here. Okay. So 34 into, so guys, clearly 5z will be equal to 16 plus 2y, 16 plus 2y, sorry 12i, 12i minus 12i. 1 second. So 16 plus 12i by 5, correct? 5z minus 12. 5 into, that is equal to 16 plus 12i minus 12i. And what is this thing? 5iz. 5i into z. 5i into z is 16 plus 12i by, which is 5 plus 16. So 34 into 16 by minus 12 plus 16 is 4 plus 16i. So this will be 34 into square, which is 16 square by 16 plus 256. So just give me a moment. So what is the point here? 12 by 5, 16 by 5 comma 12 by 5. Okay, the complex number is 1 by 5 into 16 plus 12i, and what we need to find is 5z minus 12. Yeah, sorry, this is 12. 12 12. So this will be 34 into 16 plus, this will be 4 plus 12i by 16 plus, this is going to be same, 4 plus 16i whole square. Okay, so which would be 4 into 16 plus 144 divided by 16 plus 256, and this I can write it as 34 into 160 by 272. Yeah, 34 8s are and 8 20. So the answer is going to be 20. So again, the fundamental concept used here is regarding the argument, and when can a argument have a maximum, when can its argument be maximum while being on a particular curve. So the line has to be tangent. If what will happen if tangent is slightly more inclined, okay, then what will happen, it can't, that point of contact will not lie on the required region. Okay, yeah, we can move on to the next question. Yeah, this question is from series and sequences, very basic question, so you can quickly go through it. So a1, a2 by 2, a3 by 2 square, so on, a10 by 2 power 9 be a GP. Whose common ratio is given 1 by root 2, that's it. So when they are in GP and if the common ratio is given, it should satisfy the basic condition. A2 by 2a1 should be equal to 1 by root 2. Okay, so and a2 by what is given as 1 by root 2, and also it is given one, there is one more condition given here, so which is a1 plus a2 plus so on till a10 is equal to 62. Okay, so you can clearly see a1, and what about a2 guys, can you see here, a2 by a1 is equal to root 2. Okay, and a2 by a3 by a2, what would be a3 by 2 square into 2 by a2, which should also be 1 by root 2. So a3 by a2 is also, so you can clearly see a2 by a1 is equal to root 2, a3 by a2 is also root 2, which means a1, a2, a3, I can tell a1, a2, a3, these are in GP. And if that is the case, I can write a2 as a1r, a1r square, so on, a1 r power 9. So guys, I'm going to plug in the formula of sum of n terms of a GP, which is a1 into r power 10 minus 1 by r minus 1, as there are 10 terms in the progression. So which is given to be 62. So a1 into, so guys, what is the common ratio we got here? Root 2. So root 2 power 10, which is 2 power 5 minus 1 by root 2 minus 1 is equal to 62. So a1 is into 32 minus 1 by root 2 minus 1 is equal to 62. So from this I can clearly make out a1 is equal to 31 times 2. a1 is equal to 2 times root 2 minus 1. Okay, again a very fundamental question just on the basics of GP. Okay, you have to know that if the ratio of two consecutive terms is constant, then that series should be in geometric progression, and we can use all the formulas which we use in geometric progression. Okay, can go to the next question. Yeah. Guys, this is about probability distribution. So, and if not done through a particular way, okay, and this is the same question was asked in a bit different way in last year mains question. So most of you might go very lengthy for this question. So here, what is, let me ask you first of all, what is variance of a probability distribution? Variance, which we represented with sigma square, okay, can be written as sigma x square into p of x minus mean square, right? Mean square. Now from this I can write sigma square plus mu square is equal to summation of x square into p of x. Yes, now can you tell me what is sigma square plus mu square is given as 2. So 2 is equal to sigma x square. So 0 into anything is 0. 1 into 4a minus 1 by 30 plus 2 square is 4. 4 into 2a plus 1 by 30 and plus 9b. Yeah, sorry, this has to be small b, 9b, and this should be 4a minus 1 plus 8a plus 4 plus 30 into 9 should be 270b by 30 is equal to 2. Guys, if I simplify this, I'm going to get 12a, 4a plus 8, 12a plus 270b and plus 3 by 30 is equal to 2. So I'm going to take 3 common and cancel out. So this should be 4a plus 90b plus 1 is equal to 20, and the final equation I get from here is 4a plus 90b is equal to 90. So I got one equation in two variables which are a and b, and guys, we have to carefully get one more condition. Okay, so the basic fact that sum of all the probabilities in this case should be equal to 1. Okay, so in that case, what are the all probabilities? Sum of all probabilities, sum of all probabilities should be equal to 1. So we're going to sum all the probabilities. 8a minus 1 by 30 plus 4a minus 1 by 30 2a plus 1 by 30 plus b is equal to 1. So now I'm going to solve this one. 12a plus 14a minus 1 plus 30b is equal to 30. In this case, I'm going to get 14a plus 30b is equal to 31. So this is my second equation. What was the first equation? 4a plus 90b. 4a plus 90b is equal to 19. This was my first equation. Guys, now I have two equations in two variables, and that is what I require to solve values of a and b, right? So I'm going to match up the values. See here, 30b is here. I'm going to multiply this equation with 3. 42a plus 90b is equal to 93, and 4a plus 90b is equal to 90. So guys, I'm going to subtract this one, and then I would get something like this. 38a is equal to 74, and a is equal to 74 by 38. When cancelled upon, so 37 by 90. So this is a value. Now I'm going to similarly get value of b by plugging this a value here. 4 into 37 by 19 plus 90b is equal to 90. So 90b is equal to 19 minus 4 into 37 is 120, 148. 148 by 90. So 99 361 minus 148 by 90. 361 and 148. 3 and 213 by 90. So B value should be 213 by 19 into 90. Now what I am asked to find is A by B. So 37 by 19 into B is 213 into 19 into 90. Cancel it out, and then I'm going to cancel something else, 330 and 371. So what I'm going to get is 1110 by 71. Yeah, slightly calculative, but definitely the equations which you get are from two basic fundamental facts, which are sum of all probabilities in a probability distribution should always be equal to 1, and then if you try to find variance and mean separately, then you are going to waste your most of the time in this particular exam, and which might hamper the chances of solving other questions as well. Okay, we'll move on to the next question. And once again, very conventional question from ITF, inverse trigonometric functions. Sin inverse x whole square plus cos inverse x whole square ka range. We are going to find minimum value of this one, where x belongs to minus root 3 by 2, comma 1 by root 2 closed interval. Okay, guys, this is looking like a square plus b square, and we are going to write this as a plus b whole square minus 2ab. So this can be rewritten as sin inverse x plus cos inverse x whole square minus 2 sin inverse x into cos inverse x. Okay, most of you might have known, and very important formula, very important identity, idea of sin inverse x plus cos inverse x should be equal to pi by 2 for all the values in the domain of the both functions. Okay, So this should be pi square by 4 minus 2 sine inverse x into, guys, I am going to express cos inverse in terms of sine inverse, which is pi by 2 minus sine inverse x. Okay, so and for time being I'll just assume sine inverse x to be t, sine inverse x to be t. If sine inverse x is t, guys, since x lies between minus 3 by 2 to 1 by root 2, since sine inverse x is an increasing function, I can take t belongs to minus pi by 3 to pi by 4. Okay, now I'm going to write pi square by 4 minus 2t into pi by 2 minus t. So this is going to become 2t square minus pi t plus pi square by 4. You can clearly see this is a quadratic expression which is minimum, the vertex, the turning point of this one. You can clearly see if I try to sketch the graph, the point where it takes a turn, t value will be pi by 4, which means the function is strictly decreasing from minus pi by 3 to pi by 4. In that case, the minimum value of the expression will occur when t is equal to pi by 4, right? So I'm going to plug in pi by 4 here, 2 into pi square by 16, sorry. Yeah. So 2 pi square by 4 by 16, since we are substituting t is equal to pi by 4. So 2 into pi square by 16 minus pi square by 4 plus pi square by 4. This is going to get cancelled out. So what will be the final answer? Minimum value will be pi square by 8. This is the minimum value of the particular expression in that given interval. Now you can compare with whatever is given in the question. So what will be the a value of a value? 1 and b value is 8. So value of a plus b is going to be 9. So the answer is 9. Okay, again the most fundamental fact used in this question is the identity sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is equal to pi by 2 and a bit of quadratic range of a quadratic expression. Okay, we'll move on to the next question. Yeah, again this is one of such question which looks very difficult, but which is a very basic question. If you are aware of the formulas and the way we can express cot inverse. Okay, so 0 to 1 cot inverse, or since cot inverse x square plus x plus 1. Guys, whenever cot inverse I can express cot inverse x, and I can clearly see out of the options you are not asked to solve the integral, instead you are asked to convert that integral into tan inverse, and the formula I clearly know how to convert cot inverse into tan inverse. So cot inverse x can be written as tan inverse 1 by x whenever x is positive, whenever x is positive. Okay, now I can clearly tell, we all know x square plus x plus 1 is always positive, because the discriminant of that quadratic expression being negative, the value of x square plus x plus 1 is always positive. So I can write this as 0 to 1 tan inverse 1 by 1 plus x plus x square dx. Okay, so now I'm going to write this as 0 to 1 tan inverse 1 by 1 plus x into x plus 1. Again further I am going to write this as 0 to 1 tan inverse. The numerator part I am going to express it as x plus 1 minus x by 1 plus x into x plus 1 dx. And this can be written as, if you know the formula, that formula is very important, tan inverse x minus y by 1 plus xy can be expressed as tan inverse x minus tan inverse y. So this can be written as tan inverse x plus 1 minus tan inverse x dx, and this can further be written as 0 to 1 tan inverse x plus 1 dx minus integral of 0 to 1 tan inverse x dx. So I can stop it here, and you can see the option 1 matches the key. Okay, so you're not asked to solve the whole integral, so you don't have to worry whenever you see inverse functions. Most of the times you're not asked to solve the integral, but try and convert it into other terms. Okay, yeah, so the answer would be option 1. Okay, yeah, thank you.
Significant figures, sum of physical quantity, we have to go with the sum. Okay, sum of physical quantity for significant figure, what's the rule? uh, don't waste your time in adding, because we are getting these data from students, it's a memory based. But if I can see only one thing, the smart solving is like that. In addition in or subtraction, what you have to do, only after decimal places you have to see, and in the given number the least least places after decimal you have to see, which is only 1 in 153.2. After decimal you can see it is only 1. So in our answer also it should be only 1 after decimal, and that is only in the first option. So we will go with first. Maybe after addition you might not get the number or what, but don't waste time in that. As I said, it's memory based. So just follow the rule. After decimal, least number in the given numbers, that should be in the final answer also. That's why with regard that, first is the answer. See the next question, the potentiometer question. Is a routine question, potentiometer question. Every year you can see these kind of questions in JEE Mains. So we have a potentiometer wire AB whose length is given as 50 centimeter, and we can see the jockey is balancing at P. P is the point where galvanometer shows zero deflection. So we will use here Wheatstone principle. No current is passing through the fifth one, so ratio should be equal. Length AP, let's assume length AP is X and total length is 50 centimeter. So that would be 50 minus X. In these kind of question, always be very aware about the unit. Your question is also asking you in centimeter only. So we don't have to convert anything. So we will write here 6 upon X is equal to 4 upon 50 minus X. R1 by R2 equal to R3 by R4, as fifth one is not getting any current. That is Wheatstone press. Okay, that's 3, that's 2. 150 minus 3x is 2x, and we are getting 5x is equal to 150. So x is equal to 30. It is in centimeter only, so you don't have to change in meter or no conversion needed here. So very simple question again from electricity, and the instruments are the routine questions like ammeter, voltmeter or potentiometer. So that question is this. Come to the next one. Again, I will say very frequent question of heat and thermodynamics, the RMS velocity. RMS velocity questions, sometimes in sound wave comparison, sound speed comparison, sometimes in heat and thermodynamics. So, but these questions are mostly formula based, but always see molecules, unit, conversion, because answers might vary according to them. So RMS velocity, routine formula we will write, and in this molecules they are asking. So what we are writing? Square root of 3 RT by M. Okay, here T temperature, that must be in Kelvin in this formula when you are using. But your question is asking in degree Celsius. So obviously conversion will be needed given data is also in Celsius. And question is saying for oxygen, whatever it is, the same is for hydrogen, but oxygen is at 47 degrees Celsius. So what temperature I will write? So only terms that is varying in these two expression is T and M. So we will write square root of temperature of oxygen, that is 47 degrees Celsius. What you will write? 273 plus 47 divided by mass of oxygen, that is 32 given, square root of 273 plus T, because we have to calculate that temperature in Celsius, and divided by 2. Got it? So that is very simple. Now we can calculate. This is 16, okay, and above one will be 273 plus 47. You know 27, you are adding 300, many questions you are getting that, so 20 more. 320 by 16 is 273 plus T, that is 20, and T we are getting minus 253 degrees Celsius. That is the second one. That's the answer. Simple question, formula based question. So keep track of this. The heat and thermodynamics, mostly questions you are going to get on formula, but formula, proper unit, proper conversion you have to take care. There generally mistake happens, so don't do silly mistakes. Next one, again one routine question from the formula based question, terminal velocity. Terminal velocity is a kind of topic from which a formula, exponential graph of acceleration, graph of velocity, and combination questions, these kind of questions are coming. So it's a very important topic. First we will see what question is asking. Terminal velocity of a spherical ball of radius 6 millimeter in a liquid is given as 200. So we have one terminal velocity, that is 200 meter per second, and also we have to find terminal velocity of a ball 3 millimeter radius in the same liquid. When formally we will notice many information are not given in the question, like the ball is not having the same density as the previous ball, or many things. As I said, it's a memory based question, so we have to presume something in this question. I'm presuming they are the same one, and terminal velocity formula will be 2 by 9 eta r square g rho of solid minus rho of liquid. Same liquid is written here. I'm assuming it is the same ball, and then terminal velocity is proportional to r square, because rest all other quantities are being constant over here. So given one is 200, required one is v, earlier radius, initial radius 6, then final radius 3. Do take care of the units, okay, but both are same, so it will be square 1, that is 4, and v is equal to 50 meter per second. It's a numerical based question, so it's a simple one. But terminal velocity, many questions might come on graph also. So for next JEE Main aspirants, do take care of this topic. Many varieties of question you might get from this topic. Okay, so this is it. As of now, we will come with more questions.
Good evening, everyone. So here we are again for discussion of session first shift to chemistry paper of 2026 JEE Mains. So let me start with the first question, which is of organic, and I am Neha Joshi. So let's start discussing this first question, which says which of the following is correct order of nucleophilic strength for following reaction. Now what happens is nucleophilic nature or nucleophilic strength word. So see, in all these four options, the donor atom is kept same, which is oxygen, right? OH minus, PHO minus, CH3CO minus, ClO4 minus. So all of them have the same donor atom, which is oxygen. When the donor atom is same, we look for the charge density on the donor atom. Negative charge density on the donor atom, if is higher, it will act as a better nucleophile. So in case of OH minus, there is no resonance, right? In OH minus, there is no resonance, so it is having localized negative charge. When I go to PHO minus, yes, there is resonance, but resonance takes this charge to carbon minus, which is less stabilizing as compared to delocalization in acetate, where we have negative charge to be distributed on two oxygens, and thereby the overall distribution of negative is more or the charge density on individual oxygen is relatively less than pHO minus. Here you have to remember that number of resonating structure is not important. The stability of the contributing resonating structure is to be seen to decide the negative charge density on the donor atom. And therefore, OH minus is best, then comes the PHO minus, then CH3CO minus, ClO4 minus. If I see, it is further delocalized with so much of, like I have drawn all the arrows in the single structure. Of course, you will have 4 equivalent resonating structure, and from there you can see that per oxygen the negative charge density is much lower, so it will act as a weaker nucleophile. Let us move to next question. This is quite a direct question from NCERT. The name reactions are used only those which are given in NCERT, nothing extra. So for example, Stephan reduction, that is Stephan's nitrile reduction. What is Stephan's nitrile reduction? So Stephan's nitrile reduction is when cyanide is reduced through SnCl2 plus HCl followed by hydrolysis, right? Overall we get RCHO. Now as you all know that these are the memory based question, so the best I could get for it is Sn plus HCl. I assume that whosoever might have told us this question have done a little error, and there was SnCl2 plus HCl. So with A I will match option 1. Coming to carbon monoxide plus HCl, it is a Gattermann-Koch reaction where it is given in NCERT. Benzene plus carbon monoxide plus HCl is a method of preparation of benzaldehyde. So again, let us see, carbon monoxide HCl is a Gattermann-Koch, so B should be matched with 3. Similarly, this D1, CrO2Cl2CS2 is extremely famous reaction. It is Itard reaction. And let me remind you what was Itard reaction. Itard was CH3 with CrO2Cl2. CS2 here is a solvent, and then followed by hydrolysis here also. It is a method of preparation of benzaldehyde, or you can say oxidation of toluene to benzaldehyde. C, hydrogen palladium barium sulfate. This is a very famous reagent, right? This is used at 2 places. Lilla's reagent, this is used at 2 places, alkyne to cisalkene and Rosenman reduction method number 2. Now what is Rosenman reduction? It is RCOCl is reduced to RCHO using palladium poisoned by barium sulfate as a catalyst. It is a method of reduction from acid chloride to aldehyde. So now let us conclude the answer. So A should be matched with 1. Okay, that itself is sufficient for us to conclude answer to be first, because none has A matched with 1. Right? So overall sequence we are looking for 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4. First is the only choice with our required match, and therefore answer for this should be first. Now let me call my colleague to discuss the next questions. Thank you. So here I am again with organic questions. So this next question is quite an important question. Correct order of SN1 reaction is being asked here, right? If we see here, we are asked SN1 reaction order. Now for SN1 reactions, if you all remember, the basic need for SN1 reaction is formation of carbocation. Right, formation of carbocation is the RDS, is the rate determining step. So more stable the carbocation involved in the reaction, faster the rate of SN1, or more the rate of SN1 reaction will be. Now, so directly what we have to do is we have to compare which out of these four will form the stable most carbocation, and so in the decreasing order. Now, if you see CH2 plus NH2, this, that is the C option, it is having a plus R group, and the plus R nature of nitrogen is better than that of oxygen. So C, then second in the order will be D. Then I have two choices. Nitro, in one nitro it's placed at meta, whereas in other nitro is placed at para. Certainly when it is placed at meta, it could not execute its minus R such that a plus charge is generated here. It is like here, it will pass through these positions, and thereby here I can avoid stronger electron withdrawing character of NO2, or I can say only minus I is affected or is causing the destabilizing effect. So, okay, less unstable than the carbocation in which the nitro is placed directly at para position, because here if I see plus comes here, right, and plus at these adjacent positions will be highly repulsive, destabilizing. So this is the least stable of all. Thus, to conclude, what is our final answer? So we are looking for answer where C is greater than D, is greater than B, is greater than A for SN1 reaction. And if you see that C, D, B, A, answer is option number 2. Okay, moving to the next question, which is following four molecules are given and among them one is optically active. Optically active, so we are looking for chiral molecule. We are looking for, if it is a simple case, just a chiral center. So draw the structures. N-propyl chloride is this one. Is there a chiral center? No, none. So this is not possible answer. Isopropyl chloride. Oh, is there a chiral? No, there are two CH3s. So this is also not the chiral one. Moving to third. Isobutyl chloride. Again, this center has two hydrogen. This center has two methyl. No chirality is there. Secondary butyl chloride. Oh, we got our answer. This one is the chiral center, and therefore the answer is 4. Right? Secondary butyl bromide is our answer. Moving to next question. What an important reaction has been asked. Chromyl chloride test for Cl minus ion in qualitative analysis has been asked here. Very important. I think all of you must have revised this, done this, and would have done it all correct. Let us check here what are my choices as an answer. K2Cr2O7 is heated with K2Cr2O7 is heated with KCl in pressure. Please avoid that and consider it to be presence of H2SO4. Okay, and we know that we take here concentrated H2SO4. Find the correct match of product. So what product do we get? We get CrO2Cl2. If you all remember, we have color as reddish orange gas, which is called chromyl chloride. Right? What is the structure? Structure of chromyl chloride is like this. What is the oxidation state of central atom chromium here? So you can see the oxidation state here is +6. So let me select from the options CrO2Cl2 and +6. This first seems to be appropriate answer. Cr2. Oh, there is no such compound. Cr2O2Cl2 +5. Or CrO2Cl2 but with +5. So we land up with correct answer as option number 1. Right? Moving to the next question. Observe the following reaction sequence. And then we have to answer our options. So let us see what are the reactions. Nitrobenzene, and on that bromination is done. What is this reaction? This is simply bromination. So let me write here what they are saying, that nitrobenzene Br2 with Lewis acid Fe Br3. It is a meta directing group. So we will have this as an answer. Then we have tin and HCl. Tin HCl, again it was asked in shift 1 paper also and will be repeatedly asked in almost every shift. So you need to remember tin HCl is a reducing reagent and NO2 here is reduced to NH2. No effect on bromine certainly, and that is our B. Now it is bromine water, and given in NCERT, very important, if phenol is treated with bromine water, you get 2,4,6 tribromophenol. If aniline is treated with bromine water, you get 2,4,6 tribromoaniline, which is a white color precipitate. It is an important reaction, so we are using this very same reaction. Of course, the three positions which I mentioned as 2,4,6 tribromo are free. This one meta position bromine was already present, so we continued with it. What is the situation? This is our compound number C. So we have already got 4 bromine, 1 NH2. Now they are saying NaNO2 plus HCl. That is the reaction used for diazonium formation. Rest same. Here bromine, here bromine, here bromine and bromine, all same. So this is our number D. And the last is CuCl plus HCl, right? That is a Gatterman, that is a Sandmeyer reaction they are using. Sandmeyer reaction given in NCERT. So in presence of CuCl, HCl, this diazonium part will be converted to Cl. So there are 4 bromines and 1 chlorine. This is our E. Let's select the possible options, and I think it's quite easy, right? First is the only possible option. If you see 2 less number of bromines, we need 4 bromines in our choice, 3 bromines, and fourth there is only 2 bromines. So the answer we will conclude is first. All right. So now let's move to next set of questions.
Hello everyone. So in the first question, they're asking about the maximum power dissipated by across the resistance R here. So we can solve the problem. So power dissipated in any resistor is equal to I square R, where I is the current and R is the resistance here. This giving us power dissipated is equal to current. Current is going to be total EMF divided by resistance of the circuit. So I square R here, giving us power is equal to E square R divided by R plus R whole square. Now they're asking for the maximum power, so we can maximize that. So for maximum power, we need to do dP by dR is equal to 0. So dP by dR we can do by product rule or division rule. So E square by R plus R whole square plus E square R minus 2 divided by R plus R whole cube is equal to 0. Finally giving us E square divided by R plus R whole square 1 minus 2R divided by R plus R
is equal to 0. For this to be 0, this quantity here should be 1. This quantity here should be 1. So meaning I can write down 2r is equal to r plus r, giving us r is equal to r. So the correct option here is the first one. Going to the next question. So this is a prism-based refractive index and refraction question. Here we can see there is a light ray going, and it is supposed to emerge out grazing to the surface. So in the standard prism diagram, I can assume some light ray incident like this. Normal at the point of incidence. Light ray refracts into the prism. Again, normal at the point of emergence. And they are saying the light is coming out. Light is coming out grazing the surface here like this. So here, this here is the angle of incidence, and this is a special type of angle of incidence which is called as angle of incidence for grazing emergence. This is the first angle of refraction, second angle of refraction, and here angle of emergence is given to be pi by 2 because it is grazing out here. So from the properties of prism, we can say r1 plus r2 is equal to angle of the prism, which is the angle between the refracting surfaces like that. So as E is equal to pi by 2, this implies R2 is equal to critical angle here, which is sine inverse 1 over root 2, giving us critical angle is equal to 45 degree. Here refractive index of the prism is root 2 and the outside medium we are taking as air, so refractive index 1. So if R2 is 45, giving us R1 is equal to A minus R2. A is given to be 90 degree from the diagram, minus 45 degree is R2, so R1 also comes out to be 45 degree. If R1 is 45 degree, we can apply Snell's law. We can apply Snell's law at the point of incidence, giving us 1 into sine of Ig is equal to refractive index of the prism into sine of R1, and R1 is given to be 45 degree. Now, as we can see here, that sine 45, this eventually gives us sine of Ig is equal to sine of 45 degrees 1 by root 2, therefore giving it to be 1. So Ig here comes out to be 90 degree. So angle of incidence in this case is going to be 90. So the first option is the correct one. Going to the next question here. So we have a block stuck inside a cylinder which is rotating with some angular velocity omega. So we can draw the FBD of this body here, showing weight downward, normal force into the leftward, and there is friction acting upward which is balancing the weight actually. So as the body is undergoing circular motion in this horizontal circle here, I can say normal is fulfilling the centripetal condition. So normal is equal to m times omega square of radius, and as the block is not falling down because of the weight, friction here should be equal to mg, and we know that friction is less than equal to mu mg, mu n, mu n here, giving us mg less than equal to mu times m omega square r. Finally, we have mu more than equal to g over omega square r. So mu value should be more than that particular value. So that gives us option number 2 as the correct answer. Going to the next question. So we have these two bodies which are charged, and both have equal and same polarity of the charge. So they will be repelling in this situation. So if the two bodies have the velocity inward, so they will be repelling. So eventually, when they come and collide with each other, or they are in contact with each other, they'll be in a situation like that where the separation between the centers is going to become 2r. 2r here. So this question we can solve by conservation of energy here. So conservation energy tells us we have to take electrostatic potential energy, which is K Q1 Q2 whole square, Q1 Q2 divided by R. Initial separation between them is 4R plus initial kinetic energy, which is half mu square for one body, and I have to do twice of that because there are two such bodies moving. Eventually, the separation between them is 2R, so the potential energy becomes kq square by 2r, and kinetic energy I'm taking it to be 0 because we are considering this u to be minimum here. So as soon as they come in contact, they are supposed to come to rest. So if you just solve this here, I get mu square is equal to kq square by 2r minus kq square by 4r, which is going to be equal to kq square by 4r, finally giving us u is equal to k, which is 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught q square divided by 4 times of mr and square root of the entire thing, giving us q square divided by 16 pi epsilon naught mr, which gives us option 2 as the correct answer. Go to the next one. So this here is a meter bridge question where the resistors are given like that, and as we know that meter bridge works on the principle of balanced Wheatstone bridge. So this is the can be considered as galvanometer resistor. This is some R1, R2, R3, R4, and a battery connected here, somewhat like that. Now, so current to the galvanometer is going to be 0 if Wheatstone bridge is balanced. Balanced Wheatstone bridge meaning R1 by R2 is equal to R3 by R4. That's the key point. Now, this wire here is divided into two parts, as we can see. So if this length is some L, and this is because this is a meter bridge, so entire AB length is going to be 100 centimeter. So giving the remaining length to be 100 minus L centimeter. Now, this wire will have some resistance. So resistance coefficient or resistance per unit length can be chosen as some lambda. So we get here 30 ohm divided by 20 ohm is equal to resistance of the AP part. Resistance of the AP part is going to be resistance per unit length lambda into length L divided by resistance of the PB part, which is lambda into 100 minus L. Solving that gives us 300 minus 3L is equal to 12, giving us L is equal to 300 over 5 centimeter, which is equal to 60 centimeter here. So the correct answer being the third option here. So that's it.
Hello everyone. So this is a question based on significant figures. So while adding 0.153 and 153.2 and again 153.2, we are going to get 355.603, right? We have to find out the significant figures, right? So we don't find out that which number has minimum number of significant figures and all. We have to see that how many minimum number of digits are there after decimal place. Like here there are 3, here there is 1, and here is 1. So in the final answer we have to follow one minimum number of digit after decimal place, right? So here only one digit after decimal place, right? So we will consider these 4 digits as significant figures, right? So the answer for this will be 2. Moving to the next problem. When 8.74 gram of MnO2 is treated with HCl, then what will be the weight of Cl2 obtained? So first we have to write the reaction and balance, and we know that in acidic medium, MnO2 is acting like an oxidizing agent and it will convert it into Mn2 plus. So when MnO2 is reacting with HCl, HCl will oxidize to chlorine gas and MnO2 will convert it into MnCl2 along with formation of water. So if we try to balance the reaction, the X factor of this will be 2 because Mn from plus 4 is moving to plus 2 oxidation state, and X factor of this will be 1. But there are 2 types of chlorine atom, one which is participating in redox and the other which is not participating. So if we balance all those type of chlorine atoms, there are 4 chlorine atoms needed. In order to balance hydrogen, we should multiply here by 2. So now I can write that the number of moles of MnO2 is equal to the number of moles of chlorine. Number of moles of MnO2 is the mass of MnO2, which is 8.74 gram, and the molar mass of MnO2 is also given, which is 8.74, right? I think here there is typing error. I think this value will be 87.4. This is typing error, right? So this value will be 87.4. So now if I try to calculate the number of moles of this will be 1 by 10. And from there we can calculate what is the mass of chlorine. Molar mass of chlorine gas is 71. So 71 into 1 by 10 is equal to 7.1 gram. So the answer for this will be 1. Moving to the next problem. This is a problem of ionic equilibrium. Very simple question. We have solved this like hydrogen sulfide. It is written as H2X. In aqueous state, there are 2 dissociation constant. The first dissociation constant is very small, of the order of 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 7. It will dissociate to give H plus ion in aqueous state and HX minus ion in aqueous state. Then the second dissociation constant is also very small, that is of the order of 10 to the power minus 13. So H plus ion in aqueous state and X2 minus ion in aqueous state. If we have to write here, we should write the initial concentration of H2S is given, and that concentration is 0.1 molar. So 0.1 minus X, since the value of first dissociation constant is very small, I can neglect X with respect to 0.1. So here I will write X and X. Then X minus Y, again the value of the second dissociation constant is very small, I can neglect Y here. X plus Y, I can neglect Y with respect to X. So this is Y. So we can write that 10 to the power minus 13 is equal to Y, which is equal to the concentration of X2 minus ion. You can solve this directly by looking the value of Ka2. So the answer for this will be 2. 2 should be the answer for this question. Now moving to the next one. Osmotic pressure of a solution is 12 atm. What is the concentration of NaCl solution which is isotonic to the given solution at 300 Kelvin? R value is given and assuming 100% dissociation. So Van 't Hoff factor for NaCl is equal to 2. I can say that for isotonic osmotic pressure of the given solution is equal to osmotic pressure of NaCl, which is Van 't Hoff factor into concentration of NaCl into R into T. Osmotic pressure is given as 12. Van 't Hoff factor is 2. I have to calculate the concentration. The value of R is given as 0.082 and the temperature is 300 Kelvin. If I simplify this, we are getting this value as 0.2439, right? So the answer for this will be 3. So it's a very simple question of liquid solution. Now moving to the next problem. Find out the correct graph for negative value of temperature coefficient. So first we have to write that how we will relate EMF and temperature coefficient. We know that delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S, and when we are studying, we are assuming that the value of delta H and delta S is constant in a given temperature range. Then delta G is equal to minus NF EMF of the cell, which can be written as delta H minus T delta S. If we differentiate both sides, N and F is constant, that is out of differentiation. So that is equal to dE cell upon dt. When we are doing here, the pressure is constant. This is a constant, so differentiation of this will be 0 and this will be minus times of delta S. This minus and minus will cancel out. Again, if we put the value here, we can write that minus NF EMF of the cell is equal to delta H minus T. In place of delta S, we should write NF dE cell upon dt with respect to constant pressure. So if we simplify, we can write that EMF of the cell is equal to minus times of delta H upon NF plus NF into temperature coefficient dE cell upon dt at constant pressure into T, and this value is constant, right? They have mentioned that the value is negative, so we can say that the slope of this will be going to be negative, right? So on increasing temperature, the EMF is going to decrease. If the temperature coefficient is negative, we can say here that this is corresponding to this value, right? So on increasing temperature, the EMF of the cell is going to decrease. So from here we are getting that the first option should be the answer. So I think the next question is regarding chemical kinetics, and it is following first order kinetics. The initial pressure is given. If I write that A will form B and C, all A, B, C are in gaseous state. So initially the pressure is equal to 1 bar. It should be mentioned in the question that all the reactant and product are in gaseous state. Then only we'll be able to solve the question. So 1 minus X, X and X, they have given that at 100 seconds, the total pressure of the system 1 plus X is equal to 1.5 bar. So from there we get the value of X, which is equal to 0.5. Means after 100 seconds, the pressure of A becomes 0.5. Means this time is equal to half-life. Half-life of this reaction is equal to 100 seconds. We have to calculate rate constant of the reaction, which is equal to ln 2 divided by half-life. So ln 2 is 0.693, and if we divide it by 100 and simplify, we can write that this value is equal to 6.93 into 10 to the power minus 3. So from there we get first as the answer. So I hope that the remaining questions will be discussed by my colleague. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Hello everyone. So in this question we have to find out magnetic moment less than 3 Bohr's magnetone. So the first chemical species is nickel, and for nickel, if we write what is the electronic configuration of nickel 2 plus, nickel atom has electronic configuration of 3d84s2. If we remove 2 electron, it will be 3d84s0, and there is 3d subshell. There are 5 orbitals, and if we arrange these 8 electrons in these 5 orbitals, first we put one electron to each orbital and then pairing will take place. So the number of unpaired electrons will be 2. If we use thumb rule to write the magnetic moment, we will add 0.8 in the number of unpaired electrons. So magnetic moment is approximately 2.8 Bohr's magnetone. Similarly, for iron 2 plus, if we write the electronic configuration, it will be 3d64s0. There are 6 electrons to be filled in 5 orbitals. So first we fill one electron in each orbital, and then pairing is going to take place. So the number of unpaired electrons here will be 4. So if we try to write what is the approximate value of Bohr's magnetic moment in Bohr's magnetone, it should be 4.8 Bohr's magnetone. The third metal ion is cobalt 2 plus. The electronic configuration of cobalt 2 plus will be 3d7 4s0. There are 7 electrons. We have to fill in these 5 orbitals. So if we fill 1 electron to each orbital and then pairing will take place, there are 3 unpaired electrons. So the magnetic moment here will be approximately 3.8 Bohr's magnetone. The next one is vanadium 3 plus, scandium, titanium, vanadium. So 3d3 4s2 is the electronic configuration of vanadium atom. If we try to remove 3 electrons from here, it will be 3d2 4s0. So there are only 2 unpaired electrons. So we can write that the magnetic moment is approximately 2.8 Bohr's magnetone. Similarly for titanium 2 plus, scandium, titanium. So 3d2 4s2, if we remove 2 electrons, 3d2 is the electronic configuration, so magnetic moment will be 2.8. They are asking that how many species have magnetic moment less than 3. So there are 3 chemical species having magnetic moment less than 3. Moving to the next problem. So this is a question based on how to calculate the percentage of phosphorus in organic compound. So what we do in order to calculate percentage of phosphorus in organic compound, we treat the compound with concentrated HNO3, and the carbon and present in organic compound is converted into carbon dioxide, hydrogen is converted into H2O, and the phosphorus is converted into phosphoric acid. Then this phosphoric acid H3PO4 is treated with magnesia mixture, right? That is MgCl2 plus NH4Cl, and because of that there is a formation of magnesium ammonium phosphate. So this magnesium ammonium phosphate, and there is formation of 3 molecules of HCl. On heating magnesium ammonium phosphate, we are going to get Mg2P2O7. So this is given in the question. So we can apply here principle of atom conservation on phosphorus. All the phosphorus here is converted into Mg2P2O7. So number of moles of phosphorus in organic compound is equal to number of moles of phosphorus in Mg2P2O7 multiplied by 2, because in one molecule there are 2 atoms of phosphorus. So the mass of Mg2P2O7 is given, that is 1.49, and if we calculate the molar mass of Mg2P2O7, atomic mass of magnesium is 24, phosphorus is 31, and oxygen is 16, it will come to 22 multiplied by 2. So from there we can say that 1.49 divided by 111 is the number of moles of phosphorus. So mass of phosphorus is, atomic mass of phosphorus we can write 31. So 31 into 1.49 divided by 111. This is the mass of phosphorus in organic compound. If we have to find out what is the percentage of phosphorus in organic compound, we can write that this is equal to 31 into 1.49 divided by 111. We have taken 1 gram of the organic compound. So if we multiply this by 100 and on doing the calculation, we are getting this value as 41.61. We have to write the answer up to the nearest integer. So the nearest integer will be 42. Moving to the next problem. What will be the ratio of wavelength of the third line of Paschen series and the second line of Balmer series of hydrogen atom, right? It is not ratio of wave number, it is ratio of wavelength. So while solving the question, be careful, right? So when we write this 1 upon lambda, when we are talking about this Paschen series, we know that Paschen series means electron will move from higher orbit to the third orbit. First line means it is moving from fourth orbit to third, then fifth orbit to third and then sixth orbit to third. They have given about the third line, right? So third line of Paschen series. So 1 upon lambda is equal to RH z square. 1 upon 3 square will be 9 and 1 upon 6 square will be 36. Similarly, if we write that what is the wavelength or wave number for the second line of Balmer series, 1 upon lambda Balmer is equal to RH z square 1 by 4 minus 1 by, because in Balmer second line means the electron is moving from fourth orbit to the second orbit, right? So 1 by 16. And since they are saying that what will be the ratio of the wavelength of the third line, right? So we have to be careful. Paschen series wavelength, right, should be at the top, and Balmer series wavelength should be at the bottom. So what we are going to do, we divide this value by this value, right, so that we can write lambda p upon lambda b. And by doing that, RH upon z square will cancel out. We have to write 1 by 4 minus 1 by 16 divided by 1 minus 9 minus 1 by 36. If we simplify this, if we take LCM, this will be 3 by 16 and this value again will be 3 by 36. So if we simplify, 3 will cancel out. This is 3 by 36. So it is coming 36 by 16. I think here the option given, it should be 9 by 4 in place of 4 by 9. So if we simplify here, we are getting this value as 9 by 4, right? So 9 by 4, the first option will be the answer. Now moving to the next problem. This is a question directly taken from NCERT. So this first option, you can see here, the correct order of radius of aluminium, magnesium 2 plus and aluminium 3 plus ion. We know that for isoelectronic chemical species, like here, magnesium 2 plus ion and aluminium plus 3 ions are isoelectronic. So more the atomic number, we can say smaller the size. So this is correct. But we know that magnesium and aluminium are the element of the same period, and when we move from left to right, the atomic mass is going to decrease. So atomic radius of magnesium atom is greater than that of aluminium atom. This question is given in NCERT, right? So radius of magnesium atom is greater than the radius of aluminium atom. The question in NCERT is in the form that these 4 chemical species are given and we have to find out which chemical species has highest value of atomic radius and which has lowest value. So the answer given in NCERT is magnesium has highest value and aluminium plus 3 has lowest value. So this statement is false statement. The first statement is false, right? The second statement is atomic size always depends on electronegativity. In the light of the above statement, choose the correct option. So atomic size, if we discuss, atomic size depends on many factors, like atomic size depend on Z effective, right? Higher the value of Z effective, it means that the radius will be lower. So the second thing is the number of shells will increase, then the radius is going to increase. And the third factor is electronegativity. So as the electronegativity will increase, generally the radius is going to decrease. So electronegativity is always there, but it is not only the factor. So in the question they are not saying that electronegativity is only the factor. They are saying that atomic size always depends on electronegativity. This seems to be correct. Again, this has a discussion in our NCERT. They have discussed that how we can predict about atomic radius based on the electronegativity. So this statement seems to be correct. First is wrong and second is correct. So from here we can say that fourth should be the answer for this. So the next question will be discussed by my colleague. Thank you very much.
So hello students, let us begin the discussion of 21st paper, evening shift. 3 to 6 paper. Initial analysis, max seems to be a little bit moderate to tough. Let us start solving the questions. We'll get a brief idea of it. So the first question is, he gave a question based on functional equations. F of x is given as x cube plus x square into f dash of 1 plus 2x into f double dash of 2 plus f triple dash of 3. The value of f dash of 5 is asked. So f dash of 1, f double dash of 2 and f triple dash of 3. It's a hint that we have to differentiate it once, twice and thrice. F triple dash of x will be equal to 6. If I differentiate x cube 3 times, I'll get the value as 6. So f triple dash of 3 is equals to 6. If I differentiate it once and substitute x is equals to 1, because f dash of 1 expression is given, the condition which I'll get is 3x square plus 2x times of f dash of 1 plus 2 times of f double dash of 2 is equals to f dash of x. And this, if we substitute x is equals to 1, I'll get 3 plus f dash of 1 plus 2 times f double dash of 2 is equals to 0. This is one equation, and I'll differentiate it twice and I'll substitute x is equals to 2. So 3x square, if I differentiate it once again, I'll get 6x plus 2 times of f dash of 1 is equals to f double dash of x, and here I'll substitute x equal to 2. 12 plus 2 times of f dash of 1 is equals to f double dash of 2. So we have two equations. This is the first one and this is the second one. Solving 1 and 2, I'll get the values of f dash of 1 and f double dash of 2. So 12 plus 2 times of f dash of 1 is equals to, into 2 I'll do. So 24 plus 4 times of f dash of 1 is equals to 2 times of f double dash of 2, which is minus f dash of 1 minus 3. So I'll get 5 times f dash of 1 is equals to minus 27. F dash of 1 is minus 27 by 5. If I substitute that here in the place of this one, f dash of 1, I'll get f double dash of 2 is 12 minus 54 by 5. So 60 minus 54 by 5, I'll get the value of 6 by 5. So let us substitute it finally. F dash of 5 will be 75. In the first expression where we differentiated x, I'll substitute x is equals to 5. 75 plus 10 times of f dash of 1 plus 2 times of f double dash of 2. So in this, if I substitute the values, I'll get 75 minus 54 plus 24. F dash of 1 value I'm calculating. Minus 4 into 27 by 5. So this value will come out to be 45 minus 108 by 5. 225 minus 108 by 5. The answer is 117 by 5. Answer is 1. So let us go for the second question. If the line alpha x plus 2y minus 4 equal to 0 is a tangent to the ellipse 3x square plus 4y square equal to 1, then alpha is. So we can't leave out tangents from this conic section part, though it is removed from syllabus. Last year in 2025 it was asked, and this year also it was asked. So let us just compare it with y equal to mx plus the general tangent form is y is equals to mx plus or minus under root of a square m square plus b square. I can even compare it with s1 equal to 0, but I just need the value of alpha here. So let us do it with that one. A square value here is 1 by 3 and b square value is 1 by 4. So if I write down that equation, I'll get y is equals to mx plus or minus under root of m square by 3 plus 1 by 4. I'll compare this line equation with y is equals to minus alpha x by 2 minus plus 2. Y equal to minus alpha x by 2 plus 4 by 2, which is 2. So m is minus alpha by 2 and this value m square by 3 plus 1 by 4 is equals to 4. I'll substitute the value of alpha here. Alpha square by 4 into 3, 12 is equals to 4 minus 1 by 4. I'll get 15 by 4. I'll get alpha square is equals to 45. Alpha is equals to 3 root 5. So this might be a single question mostly. The answer is 3 root 5. It might be in options. He won't expect you to calculate the value of root 5 in numericals. So let us go for the next question. The largest n, it's a pretty straightforward question. The largest n belongs to n for which 7 power n divides 101 factorial So I have to use the prime factorization, that is exponent of prime number in n factorial. The formula is integer part of n by p plus integer part of n by p square plus so on. So here I'll get the value as integer part of 101 by 7 plus integer part of 101 by 7 square. After this, all values will be equal to 0. So I'm not writing the expression. So what will this value be? 7 14s are 98. 14 plus 14 by 7, 2. 2 by 7, from all those values, integer part will be 0. So the largest n for which 7 power n divides 101 factorial is 16. That's a pretty straightforward question from PNC. This question, again, areas which are involving a straight line and a conic is very frequently asked. It was asked in the morning slot also. Y is greater than or equal to 1 minus 2x and y is less than or equal to 4 minus x square. Let us draw the graphs. Y is equals to 4 minus x square and y is 1 minus 2x. He is asking the area bounded by this. We can find the points of intersection and we can do it, but there is a direct result. Area bounded by y equal to ax square plus bx plus c and the x-axis is delta power 3 by 2 by 6a square, where delta is the discriminant of the quadratic. So I'll see where this 4 minus x square and 1 minus 2x are intersecting. The quadratic q of x will be 4 minus x square minus of 1 minus 2x. So I'll get it as minus x square plus 2x plus 3. If these roots are alpha and beta, delta power 3 by 2 by 6a square result, I can use it. So for this, what is delta power 3 by 2 by 6a square? B square, that is 4 minus of minus plus 4 into 3 whole power of 3 by 2 by 6 into minus 1 whole square, 6 I'll get. 16 power 3 by 2, 4 square, 2 will get cancelled. I'll get the answer as 64 by 6 square units, which is nothing but 32 by 3. Without finding the points of intersection, we can directly solve it. Let's go for the next question. This is a bit tricky question in vectors, a bit time taking also. He gave 3 vectors p, q, r. Directions are also given in the figure. If angle between p and q is theta, where cos theta is equals to 1 by root 3 and mod p is equals to 2 root 3, mod q is equals to 2. Value of p cross q minus 3r whole square minus 3 times of mod r square is given. So using the triangle rule, I can write p plus r bar is equals to q bar. So r bar is equals to q minus p. I'll take the help of this one. Now modulus of p cross q minus 3 times of p cross r. That r I'll replace it by q minus p. Whole square. He's asking this value minus 3 times of mod r square. Mod r square will be again q minus p whole square. So let us calculate both the values separately. This part, it will be modulus of p cross q minus 3 times of p cross q, or I can also write it as, or I'll write minus 3 times of p cross q plus 3 times of p cross p is 0. So whole square minus 3 times of modulus of q minus p whole square, I'll get it. So if I simplify this, I'll get this as 4 times of modulus of p cross q whole square minus 3 times of modulus of q minus p whole square. So let us expand both the values. So the first one, 4 times of p cross q whole square will be 4 times mod p square mod q square into sine square theta. Cos theta is 1 by root 3, so sine theta will be under root 2 by 3. So into 2 by 3 minus 3 times of modulus of q minus p whole square. That is mod q square plus mod p square minus 2 times of p dot q. So 2 into mod p into mod q into cos theta, 1 by root 3. So we can substitute the values of mod p and mod q here. I'll get the expression as 4 into 12 into 4 into 2 by 3 minus 3 into 16 minus root 3, 8 will get cancelled. So 3 4s are 128 minus 3 into 8, 24. I'll get 104. So the value will be 104. Let one end of a focal chord of the parabola y square equal to 16x be 16 comma 16, y square equal to 4x. Compare it with that equation. A value is 4 here. Usually we take a equal to 16. Let's not take any chances. If alpha comma beta divides the focal chord internally in the ratio of 5:2, so there will be 2 points. 2:5 or 5:2. He's asking the minimum value of alpha plus beta. So there's a focal chord. This is 16, 16. What is the value of t here? 280. That is 8t value is equals to 16. This t value is 2. So the other point will have t value is t1, t2 is minus 1. So this t value is minus half. So this point is 80 square. 4 into 1 by 4, that is 1, comma 280. 8 into minus 1 by 2, minus 4. So I need the point which divides it in the ratio of 5:2. If you observe, he is saying this x plus y value should be minimum. So if I take 5:2, the value of x plus y which I get will be greater than the one which I take 2:5, because this point will be nearer to origin. So I'll take 2:5 and I'll try to find the point. If I'm taking this as h comma k, is asking the value of h plus k. So 2 times of 16 plus 5 times of 1 plus 2 times of 16 plus 5 times of minus 4 by 2 plus 5. I'm directly adding x coordinate and y coordinate. 32 plus 32. 64 minus 15 by 7. 49 by 7. The value will be equal to 7. Alpha plus beta is equals to 7. Some other option might be related to that one, which is 5:2, but I have to take the point which is nearer to origin. So this is a question which is based on limit of summation. F of x is equals to limit n tends to infinity 1 by n cube into sigma k is equals to 1 to n integer part of k square by 3x. So whenever integer part is involved, we have to use the inequality that integer part of x is less than or equal to x and is greater than x minus 1. So this function, if I write it as integer part of k square by 3 power x is less than or equal to k square by 3 power x and is greater than k square by 3 power x minus 1. So in both the cases, using sandwich rule for the upper one and the lower one, sigma by n cube, in this case sigma 1 by n cube, I'll get n by n cube, that value is 0. So the limits will be the same. So I'll just find it for this one. F of x is now limit n tends to infinity 1 by n cube into sigma k is equals to 1. I can take out 3 power x common. 3 power x, I'll take it common. Sigma k is equals to 1 to n k square. So what is this value? If I use limit of summation k square by n square, if I send it inside, this is nothing but integral 0 to 1 including the limits part. Integral 0 to 1 x square dx, which is nothing but 1 by 3. So f of x is 1 by 3 power of x plus 1. F of x is 1 by 3 power of x plus 1. The result asked is 12 times of sigma j is equals to 1 to infinity f of j. So this value is 12 times of 1 by 3 square plus 1 by 3 cube plus 1 by 3 power 4 and so on. An infinite GP with common ratio 1 by 3. So this value will be 12 into 1 by 3 square by 1 minus 1 by 3. So this is 12 into 1 by 2 by 3. Can write it as 6 by 9 by 1 by 9. So I'll get it as 12 by 6, which is equals to 2. The answer is 2. First option. So let's go for the next question. Number of solutions of the equation tan 3x is equals to cot x in x belongs to 0 to 2 pi. I'll convert both in terms of sine and cos, but finally I'll ensure that everything is there in the domain. That is 3x or x is not odd multiples of pi by 2 are equal to 0. So this is sine 3x by cos 3x minus cos x by sin x is equals to 0. I'll get it in the form of sin a sin b minus cos a cos b, which is minus of cos of a plus b. Minus of cos of 4x is equals to 0. So what are the values here? 4x values within 0 to 2 pi. 4x can be pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2, 7 pi by 2, 9 pi by 2, 11 pi by 2, 13 pi by 2, 15 pi by 2. If it's exceeding 17 pi by 2, 4x value should not be greater than 8 pi. So I'll restrict till 7.5. Corresponding values of x are pi by 8, 3 pi by 8 and so on up to 15 pi by 8. So for none of the angles, 3x is an odd multiples of pi by 2 or x is a multiple of pi. So all these 8 solutions will be the solutions for the given equation. So the answer is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 8. given options, it's not given, but the exact answer is 8. Let us go for the next question. Secant x into dy by dx minus 2y is equals to 2 plus 3 sin x. So it's a question based on first order linear differential equation. We have to find the integration factor. This might be a bit lengthy. We need patience for it. Minus 2 cos x times of y is equals to 2 plus 3 sin x into cos x. So the integration factor is integral of e power of minus 2 cos x dx, which is nothing but e power of minus 2 sin x. So I'll multiply the first equation by e power of minus 2 sin x. E power of minus 2 sin x into y is equals to integral of e power of minus 2 sin x into 2 plus 3 sin x into cos x dx. So this part I have to simplify. For this I'll take the substitution of sin x is equals to t. If sin x is equals to t, this cos x dx will get adjusted in dt. Integral of e power of minus 2t into 2 plus 3t dt. So I have to use by parts for this one. E power of minus 2t by minus 2 into 2 plus 3t minus of minus plus integral e power of minus 2t derivative is minus 2 into e power of minus 2t by minus 2 into the derivative of 2 plus 3t, which is 3 dt. So the expression is e power of minus 2t times of y is equals to, if I'm taking sin x as t, e power minus 2t by minus 2 into 2 plus 3t integral of e power of minus 2t is e power of minus 2t by 4. So I'll get 3 by 4 times of e power of minus 2t plus c. So to find the integration constant, I'll multiply it by e power of 2t. I'll get 2 plus 3t by minus 2 plus 3 by 4 times of e power of minus 2t gets cancelled plus c times of e power of 2t. So the given expression y of 0 was given as minus 7 by 4. So y of 0 minus 7 by 4, this value is minus 1 and this is minus 3 by 4. So y of 0, if it substituted as minus 7 by 4, this part will get cancelled, c value is 0. So now my y of x is 2 plus 3 sin x by minus 2 minus 3 by 4. So in this I can substitute sin x is equals to pi by 6 to find the value of sin x. I hope it's clear. Let's go for the next question. Alpha and beta, it's a question based on quadratic equations involving location of roots. So he gave a quadratic equation, he's saying one root is less than 1 and the other root is greater than 1. So if one root is less than 1 and the other one is greater than 1, we have only one condition, that a into f of 1 should be less than 0. Here a value is 1, so I'll get f of 1 is less than 0. 1 plus 2a plus 3a plus 10 should be less than 0. We don't need discriminant condition of minus b by 2 and all that. So I'll get 5a plus 11 is less than 0. A is less than minus 11 by 5. So minus infinity to minus 11 by 5, option 4 will be the answer, as there is no other restriction on A. Let us go for the next question. So it's a question based on relations, a very frequent model. He gave a set A and a relation x comma y says that 2x is less than or equal to 3y. X comma y belongs to A. Relation is defined on A cross M is the number of elements in R. N is the number of elements to be added in R to make it symmetric. So first we have to identify M, the number of elements in the relation. So 2x less than or equal to 3y. First I'll take x is equals to 1. If I take x is equals to 2, x is equals to 2. 4 is less than or equal to 3. So corresponding values of y which matches it is 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5 and 2, 9. Elements, if m is equals to 3, 3y must be greater than or equal to 6, y must be greater than or equal to 2. Again all the elements will be holding 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, 9. If x is equals to 4, 3y is greater than or equal to 8, y is greater than or equal to 8 by 3, so y can't be 2. 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 4, 9. If x is equals to 5, 3y is greater than or equal to 10, so y should be strictly greater than 3. I'll get 5, 4, 5, 5, 5, 9. Last, if x is 9, y is greater than or equal to 6 I'll get. So I'll get only one element there. If x is 9, 18 by 3, y is greater than or equal to 6. So there's only one element. So total number of elements, that value of m is 5 plus 5, 10, 14, plus 3, 18, plus 1, 19. M is equals to 90. So now the number of elements to be added in R to make it symmetric is saying the total number of elements itself will be 25. 5 cross 5. So the number of elements added in R to make it symmetric. So total number of elements are 5 square, 25. Out of this 19 elements we've already written. So I'll be left out with 6 elements. What are those 6 elements? 4 comma 2 is missing here. 5 comma 2 and 5 comma 3 is missing here. And 9 comma 2, 10, 14 plus 3, 19. 9 comma 2, 9 comma 4, 9 comma 3, 9 comma 4 and 9 comma 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So total 7 elements are missing. 10, 14, 17, 18. So 18 elements, the leftover 7 elements are this one. M is equals to 18. Out of this I have to see what are the minimum number of elements I have to add. Now since it has to be symmetric, 2 comma 4 is present, so 4 comma 2 must be present. 2 comma 5 is present, so 5 comma 2 must be present. 3 comma 5, so 5 comma 3. 2 comma 9 is present, so 9 comma 2. 3 comma 9 is present, 9 comma 3. 4 comma 9 is present, so 9 comma 4. 5 comma 9 is present, so 9 comma 5. So I have to add all the elements, 7 elements, to make it symmetric. So n value is 7. M plus n is 18 plus 7, which is 25.
Hello everyone, good evening again. We are again back with a few questions. See, in this particular question, the question is for work done and equation given is xt. Whenever x and t equations are given and work done is required, we have to follow work energy theorem. From x you go on v, velocity. How? dx by dt. So see what x is given. X is given as alpha, beta, gamma already mentioned as 1. So it is t cube plus t square plus t. This is alpha, beta, gamma. Now, when we are differentiating it, 3t square plus 2t plus 1. So now we have velocity as a function of time. So what is the initial velocity? Question is asking us at t equal to 2 seconds. At t equal to 2 seconds, velocity is what? 3 into 2 square, that is 4. 2 into 2, that is 4 plus 1. That is 12 plus 5, 17. 17 meter per second is the velocity initial. Initial means the time frame given in the question, that is t equal to 2 seconds. Now, at t equal to 3 seconds, velocity is using this function 3 into 3 square is 9 plus 3 into 2, 6 plus 1. Now it is 27 plus 7, that is 34 meter per second. In these kind of question, don't go and x, then v, then a. Don't calculate acceleration, not required at all. Just from here, what is the work? Final minus initial kinetic energy. Half m v square, 34 square, minus 17 square. M and 2 will be cancelled. You can see m is 2 only. 34 square minus 17 square. That is 17 square common. 34 is 17 into 2 and 2 square 4 minus 1, that is 3. Okay, that is 289 into 3 joules of work is being done. Okay, we read the question. Question has given in some typical statement values and all, but if you read what is required, they could have directly asked you n value. They are asking 2 pi L by h is what? where L is given angular momentum. Okay, what is angular momentum? NH by 2 pi. So basically 2 pi L by h, what they're asking is value of n. So what is required? N value is required. So we have figured it out what is required in this. That requirement was n. How to find this value of n? See, what is given value? Energy is given as minus 0.04 into E naught. That is given. And E naught is magnitude of energy in ground state, and that also in electron volt. Everything is falling in place. So that is what ground state energy is. How much? You know, energy is minus 13.6. Z is 1 here for hydrogen atom. N is 1 for ground state. That value is E naught. Got it? Ground state E naught. But we don't know N value. In nth state, what it will be? E naught minus E naught by N square. E naught cancelled, minus cancelled. So N square is 25 and N is 5. So simply see, the language is little twisted in this question. What is 2 pi L by h? You might wonder it's some new kind of quantity, but it's not new kind of quantity. They're simply asking n in a twisted manner. Simple question represented as a twisted one. Okay, but easy one again. Next one. Okay, so this question is a circuit question. Charge stored by the capacitor in the given circuit, and it is required in microcoulomb, right? Capacitor no state is given. So when no state is mentioned in the question, it is by default steady state. When capacitor has stored its maximum charge, whatever it can store. So steady state is there. There is no time dependence we have to express in. So first look at the circuit. When you will see the circuit, whenever diodes are there in the circuit, we have to check the biasing. Moreover, no name is given, no potential barrier is given. So we will take this as ideal diodes. So positive 2.5, the battery positive is connected to N of this diode and P of this. Got it? So that will be in reverse biasing and that will be in forward biasing. Reverse biasing, ideal diode will give you infinite resistance. So that will be not a branch of the given circuit. Okay, so that's our circuit mainly. Forward biasing, ideal diode, zero resistance we will take. So it will be behaving as a wire. Here it is 2.5. Okay, 2.5. Then this is 1 ohm. This is a wire, 4 ohm. And then here is 5 microfarad. Okay. No current will pass through the branch of capacitor, because capacitor, as I said, in a steady state, infinite resistance it will give, nothing is going through it. So current will go like this. Okay, and this current value will be 2.5, that is the EMF, and total resistance 4 and 1 will be in series, so that will be divided by 5, that is 1 by 2 ampere. So 1 by 2 ampere you got the current. Now this current is not passing through the branch containing capacitor. So this resistance has no meaning. It will not contribute or drop any potential because no current is passing through it. So I will take AB potential of capacitor. AB potential of capacitor is the same as the potential of this cell. They're in parallel, no? The terminals of cell is also A and B, and for capacitor also A and B. So AB capacitor will get the same potential difference as the cell is 2.5 is getting. So since it is a discharging when it is supplying the current, it will be 2.5 minus I into R, that is 2 volt. So now you have the potential difference of capacitor. And what question is asking? Charge. So what will be charge? CV. How much is C? 5. And microfarad. What is the potential difference? 2. So that will be 10 microcoulomb. As the question is asking in microcoulomb only, we will go with 10. Simple question. So whenever diodes are there, go with the biasing and just make the circuit proper. And when capacitor no state is given, take steady state. branch of capacitor will not have any current, and then solve the circuit. This kind of question again in some further exam might come through energy also, or potential difference also, anything. All are same type of solving. Okay. See the next one. Okay. During SHM, kinetic energy of particle in SHM varies with frequency. This find out frequency of the particle. The very old PYQ of JEE also. If SHM is some particle is executing in SHM it is, and it has, let's say, some standard equation I am taking, A sin omega t, assuming it is starting from mean position, although it will not change anything. X equal to A sin omega t, standard equation for X in SHM. Now if you are going for kinetic energy will be half m v square, that is dx by dt square, that is half m a square sine square omega t, which can be written as 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2. Okay. Now if you see kinetic energy, it is depending on cos, so obviously it is also harmonic function here. Kinetic energy ma square by 4 minus ma square by 4 cos 2 omega t. In x, what is the coefficient of t? Omega. But in kinetic energy, that is 2 omega. Got? So kinetic energy has the double frequency. So obviously the displacement, the particle SHM will have the half frequency as compared to the kinetic energy. So question is given, kinetic energy is 176. So 2 omega value is 176 hertz. So what is omega value? 176 by 2, that is 88 hertz. In hertz they are asking. So it is 88 hertz. Simple question. So it's a very standard statement also. Okay, particle is executing SHM with frequency f. So kinetic energy has the frequency. When potential energy also has the frequency 2f. But if total energy, the same question would have total energy frequency tell. Total energy of SHM is constant. So it's not oscillating. No frequency in finite time period. So only this 2f you have to use in kinetic and potential. Okay. Now see the next one. Very routine question of magnetics it is. Find magnetic field at O, that is the center of the circle we can see in the given figure. Okay. So in these kind of questions, electric field or magnetic field, we generally bifurcate the given shapes. So one shape is the straight wire, and the second shape is the complete circle. Okay. So different formula will be used for both of them. First we will go for B1. B1, we can see it is a long wire, infinite wire. So it will be mu naught I divided by 2 pi r, right? Mu naught I by 2 pi r, long wire. And see, you can use any of the laws for checking the direction. Thumb rule you can use, or right hand screw flaming, whatever you want to use. So if I am putting my thumb in the direction of current, the fingers are up. So it will be k cap, or you can write dot also. Dot representing it is coming up. B2 when I am writing at center of a circular current, that will be mu naught I by 2r. And again, when you are curling your fingers in right hand side, the thumb is pointing down. So it will be either I can write cross invert, or I can write minus k. So are they in opposite directions? Yes. So they have to like subtract from each other. So addition will not work, first will not work, second will not work, fourth will not work. Without actually adding up the values, I can go with the third option. You can actually put the values also, but as I checked before, without writing the values also, first I will check directions, one is up, one is down. So they have to be like subtracted from each other. So minus will go with. So third option will be answer for this question. Easy one. It's a smart solving. If you are doing without putting any values, you can do this question hardly in 2 seconds. Okay. See the next one. Two physical quantities x and y. This kind of addition and subtraction significant regards questions are very frequent in JEE Mains. Two physical quantities are given, x and y, and what we have to do, eventually we have to add them, x plus y. So what are the rules of errors when your error expressions are being added, or simply we are adding anything? Just add them, 23 and this, and see after decimal least place is where. So in 23.01 when we are writing, after decimal, 2 decimal places are there. But when we are writing 37.3, after decimal only 1 place is there. So we will have a final answer in which after decimal least number of digits should be there as was present in the actual expressions. That means final answer must contain after decimal 1 digit. So this is 2, this is 2, this is 3. So first is the answer. So this addition, subtraction or multiplication, division, where we take overall least number of digits, these are very regular questions just for students who have to write JEE Mains in the further shifts. Do take care of this. Okay.